All right, welcome all to a Friday Laptop Hound Daily Tournament Final. Yeah, it is that time, and we're gonna stick around and keep we're gonna do the final today on Twitch and on YouTube, and we're gonna see if we can declare our winner here within the next hour. I did pin the forum, and still list yesterday's teams. Yeah, thank you. This to get ready for the final takes I got to get it done all in like 10 minutes. So let me put Mile High Mayhem. Thank you, Ezra. I'm trying to get a thumbnail done, and I'm trying to do this and trying to do that, all within a small little window, and forgot to change the team. Cloudsdale Wonderbolts. Okay, so we should be good there. Let me refresh, and we're good. No responses are in yet. So again, if you want to try and win some packs, these won't be delivered until after my Monday stream, because I don't want to just send in one name. I'll wait to add it to my Monday stream packs. So again, if you want to, let me just double check here. Yeah, we got the right teams. Okay, we got one entry in. Let me bring that back up here. So yeah, if you want to enter for your chance to win 5 packs, again, your name will be sent out after Monday. Not going to put the camera on here today, guys. We are going to go lapless in Alberta, Canada. Yeah, just the voice today. Gonna do some PTC Iron build as well, because the PTCS is tomorrow. So going to give you a sneak peek at what I'm going to be running in Iron. And disregard. Okay, good. Is the forum okay? Can my Ezra double checking, spell checking, pronunciation checking, all that kind of stuff all work out? Everything look good on the forum? How many games will they win? How many total runs? Okay. As always, you get a sneak peek on game 1. Game 1 is in already, and that went to Cloudsdale Wonderbolts 8-5 over the Mile High Mayhem. So let's take a sneak peek at that game. Again, the forum is pinned. If you want to fill that forum out, I'm going to pin it there. No, it won't let me pin it. Twitch is acting very twitchy today. Let me try and refresh it here. Can I pin it now? Will you let me? There we go. Thank you, Twitch. It is now pinned. So yeah, 1 entry per person if you want to get a chance to win the 5 packs, which will go out with the Monday winning crew. You can do that. Probably are going to do a bounty a little bit later too. I do plan on doing some PTS coverage, and then lead into kind of maybe the opening of the showdown today. Not going to call the whole showdown. I can't do that all on my own. I'd get too winded. I'd get too winded trying to read 256 teams. I don't know how Dish and Tesuigi and all these other guys that cover do that, because 256 teams, reading those out within like 10 minutes, I'd need a whole hour just to get through the first half. But I will kind of start that coverage off, because I do have a team entered in the showdown tonight. So I might follow my team until it does get knocked out. Dukeston is here. You learn German, Canadian, looked hard to pronounce. Gesundheit. That's about all I know. What else do I know? Heineken. Yeah, I know that word. Yeah, I'm sorry. My son took German. I don't know much German, and the German I do know probably is not appropriate for a stream, because it has to do with a lot of history. And so I do know some German words from history, like the Luftwaffe, which I thought was something that you used in the shower. But apparently you don't use a Luftwaffe in the shower. Yeah, I don't know. All right. Yeah, so game 1 between the Mayhem and the Cloudsdale Wonderbolts goes to Cloudsdale by a score of 8-5. They score 6 runs in the last 3 innings to take it. So we will close off the form in about 3.5 minutes before game 2 comes in. Let's go and show you a little bit about what this tournament is all about for all you new people out there. What is this tournament all about? Well, it is trying to get those 2 high diamond choice packs. It's not. Heineken is not German. It's Dutch dishwater. Well, D-Block, that's what we call American beer. So I guess it's probably pretty similar. Canadian beer is a lot stronger than the beer from the United States. And I imagine it's the same with Germany and a lot of the other European countries, unless it's like, what's that? Guinness, which is like mud. It's not really beer. It's like thick mud. That's one I cannot drink. So yeah, you got to give it to the, is it Guinness Irish? Is it an Irish beer, Scottish beer? I don't know, but that's probably the strongest I've had. But I'm sure some of that German beer is really strong. So yes, we are here. Yesterday in the final, we had the Mile High Mayhem going up against Escape from New York. Escape from New York won 2 days in a row, victorious. Escape from New York, yeah. Dr. Dynastic rating in. I didn't expect that. You didn't have to do that, Dr. Dynastic. Thank you for rating in. Hope you had a wonderful stream. I caught a couple minutes where you gave out to Dono 33333. That must have been the Jackie Robinson card that you gave out there along with some packs. So congratulations to Dono 3333. I think that was the name I saw. I caught like a minute and a half because I was out shopping today. I had to get some basic necessities. So I just got back about a half hour ago, fired it up because I always like to cover the final of the daily. Yesterday, New York played the Mayhem. New York won, second day in a row. Congratulations, Warbot, Charles. And today, look at that. The Mayhem have clawed their way back to the final, looking for revenge. And they're hoping to take it out on the Cloudsdale Wonderbolts. American beer is soda pop, yeah, without the carbonation. Exactly. And Captain Kegla says it is Irish. Barry Basher, my mathematician friend from down south. Thank you. Go Kansas City Royals. Go Bobby Witt Jr. Thank you, Barry Basher, for re-upping the sub. What is that, 6 months now? As you enter the 3rd trimester. Thank you, Barry Basher. So here's a little bit of Hound Dog love.
Hound dog, crying all the time. You ain't nothing but a hound dog, crying all the time. No, you ain't ever caught a rabbit, and you ain't no friend of mine.
Okay, there we go. The Hound Dog has spoken. What else do we got going on? February results so far in the 5L tournament. Congratulations go out to Charles after his back-to-back victories. And believe me, in this tournament, I don't know if that's been done before, back-to-back victories. Charles now jumps into first place. Our December winner was the Hoosman 1 with the Dodgers. Our January winner was Makadkar and his Wabanaki Passamaquoddy. And so now Charles has a lead after the first, what are we on here? The 12th, the 9th, the 8th? I don't know. Somewhere in February before Valentine's Day. Michigan Wolves currently in second place. The Knights and the Yankees bring up the 3rd and the 4th places. But of course, anyone that qualifies in the top 4 gets on the leaderboard for your chance to win some standard packs at the end of the month. Again, at the end of February, we'll give out some packs to our top person and to one of the random individuals. So again, streaming the finals on Friday and Saturday on Twitch, the other days of the week, streaming it on my YouTube channel. And giving away some packs. Why not? Give away some packs if you're able to predict the finalists or predict the winner of the final. So we do have the form. We got 6 entries in. Again, it is pinned. If you want a chance to win 5 packs, I know it's not a lot, but every pack give you a chance at that new Chris sale that came out on Thursday. So why not throw your name in there, predict who is going to win today's final. I showed you game 1. Game 1 went to Cloudsdale. So, yeah, if you want to go with the early favorite, you can go with them, or you can go with Mile High Mayhem. It will not go 4 games because, well, it could, I guess, if Cloudsdale sweeps. So we'll give you 1 more minute because the next sim is about to come in, and then I have to close off the form. In fact, I'm going to go check if the sim is in yet. And if it is, we're closing it off. It is. So forum is now closed. It is closed. Sorry if you didn't get in there, but because the game has simmed, I don't want anyone to have a 2-game advantage. So let's bring it. Let's see who wins game 2 between the Mile High Mayhem and the Cloudsdale Wonderbolts. And we'll take a look at some of the cards that both teams are using and some of the other popular cards for the tournament. Not going to call each game. We're only going to call if it gets to an elimination game. Then we'll go in and watch the highlights. Game 2 in the books, and the series is tied. Congratulations, GT Sundown. Tying this up wasn't easy. 5-4. Cloudsdale made a game of it in the bottom of the 8th, scoring 2, but they could only muster 5 hits. And don't worry. Oh, yeah, Ezra, we're going to check that card that came out on Thursday. We'll see how he's doing. I think 5 teams were able to draft him. I did not get the choice to draft him. I wanted him. Hopefully today. Mike Witt takes the loss for Cloudsdale, and for the Mile High Mayhem, it is Jimmy Key. Probably it must be that tops one. Yeah, this is, if you watched me last week when I presented the top pitchers and hitters for this tournament for January, Jimmy Key was one of them. I think he came in at like number 7 in terms of top overall pitchers to have in this tournament. Here he is, 3-3 with a 3.23 ERA. He will take the win for the Mile High Mayhem, who I don't see in chat yet. I don't think GT Sundown is here watching his team try to prevail. Ezra ripped 60 packs and didn't get them. Yeah, that's a problem with the end of the cycle, is there's so many cards that to hit a specific one now is much tougher, even if it's a bronze or an iron. There's so many bronzes that you could get now. All right, let's see. For our Cloudsdale Wonderbolts, no one with multiple hits. They only had 5 hits on the game. Dale Murphy would hit his 5th home run of the tournament. Shaw would get his 3rd. For the winning Mile High Mayhem, 2 hits from Babe Herman, 2 hits from Brock Holt, and a home run from Brock Holt, his 1st of the tournament, and from Babe Herman, his 6th of the tournament. So we'll go through each of the individual lineups a little bit later. And again, I'll kind of point out the cards that tend to do well. And there are probably going to be a few surprises from the latest ones too. So let's take a look at how these 2 teams got here. Did they eliminate you? Were you a victim of Mile High or of Cloudsdale? Well, let's take a look first of all at my team. My team did really good. Round 1, we swept it against a former finalist, the Pinedale Thunder. And then in round 2, synchronicity, take a drink. We were on the opposite end of a 4-0 sweep. Yes, the Gotham Jokerfish, who, if you play this tournament a lot, you probably come across this team a lot. They enter every day. Often they make the final 16 with a choice pack as a prize. And they were the ones that eliminated me today. A couple close games, but I thought I had a team that could go pretty far. I really did. With some of the pitchers I had Johan Santana, I had Louis Castillo, Frank Wickware, had Joey Gallo, Clemente, Brett Main, Reggie Willits, McBride, Youngblood. Yeah, this is a team that should have got past round 2. But of course, it all depends on who your opponent is. So let's take a look, first of all, at the Mile High Mayhem and the path that they rode to the finals. Let's try and find their team here. And thank you guys for hanging around on this Friday. I hope you have something fun planned for this Friday. Super Bowl on Sunday. It is the weekend. So if you're a Monday to Friday kind of work week person, enjoy the next, 40, 70, 64 hours, somewhere around there. Mile High always takes me so long on this first rounder. Mile High. I'm just having fun scrolling up and down. It's fun scrolling up and down as everyone yells at their screen. It's right there, Lap. You passed it 3 times. Well, I'm going to probably pass it 4 times now. Mile High. Mile High. They're illegally in this tournament. They're right at the top. Of course, right at the top. So Mile High Mayhem would win the first round going up against the Yanni Yahi, who I think made the semifinals yesterday. I think these two teams clashed in the semis yesterday, and Mile High won that one. And here they win again. Round number 2. Now I know where I can find them, near the top. The Mile High Mayhem defeat the California Halos. California, I remember a lot from OOTP23. Had a really solid league play team, played a lot of tournaments. Haven't come across them too much in this tournament here. The odd time I see that they're entered, but Mile High would beat them 4-2. In round 3, maybe their toughest matchup of today, Mile High would win 4-3 over those Grand Big Streams. The Grande. Feel like I'm in Starbucks. Can I have a Grande Grand Big Stream, please? What? That's not this type of place, Lap. Oh, okay. 4-3, they would win. They would win game 7 and game 6. So that's how close you can be. An extra inning. They don't win this game, they don't make the finals. And they're able to score 2 in the 11th inning and take it in 7. In the quarterfinals, they would come up across who's this team? The Detroiters? Who names their team the Detroiters? Who? Oh, Spore does. Yeah, that's Spore's team. So GT Sundown would take on Spore in the quarterfinals, win 4-2. And again, he would have to win the last 2 games here. Game 5, 11-0. Game 6, 3-0. So he cleaned Spore's clock in these last 2 games by a score of 14-0. In the semifinals, Mile High would come up against those Long Island Trash Boys. And it would go 6 games. Once again, they finish off with 2 victories, 6-3, 7-0. And that would take the Mile High Mayhem to the finals, where we are currently tied up at 1. The Mayhem, the Wonderbolts, going to game number 3, where we have Jeff Francis going for Cloudsdale. They are 3-0. Cloudsdale, are you in the chat here? Do we have any Cloudsdale here? No Cloudsdale manager? Can I shout you out, Cloudsdale? No? Who runs Cloudsdale? We'll check on that later. And for the Mile High Mayhem, we have the 2 and 3 Cole Hamels. Looking at the overall tournament tree, if you play in this tournament, you'll see your logo somewhere on there. As we go all the way to the bottom. And the Thunderbolts are run by Wave Ruin. First time I've seen them probably in the final 8. Not a team name I've come across too much. Let's go on and check out game number 3. Sim should have come in. I might have to leave and come back again. Sometimes it doesn't show me right away. As in this case here, series is still tied at 1. Exit out. If you're in the PTCS, don't forget that fires off tomorrow at noon Eastern Standard Time. Spore is going to be covering it. D-Block's going to be covering it. Probably Cavacom will be covering it. I'm sure Tessuigi during his stream will take a look at it. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of coverage tomorrow of the PTCS. I will not be covering it. I will be playing in it. And I may or may not do the laptop final depending when DishNet comes on. I don't want to stream if DishNet is covering the PTCS. So all depends when the PTCS is doing their final coverage. Cubs fan Steve in the house. Good to see you, Cubs fan. Captain Kegleg. All right, game 3 is in. Mile High Mayhem have now won 2 in a row. After yesterday's defeat to Warbot, could Mile High Mayhem come back 24 hours later and win the tournament? Well, we will find out soon. 5-3 for the Mile High winning team. It is Bud Black, Iron Bud Black. I don't think he qualifies for the PTCS. No, he does not, because it's only cards 1999 or later. A very good iron card, Bud Black. He will take the win. And this guy, Archie McCain, write his name down. He looks like a really solid reliever, really solid closer, stopper, with the 11th save of the tournament so far. For the losing Cloudsdale, Wonderbolts, Rob Nen. I never draft this card. As I said on the stream yesterday, I am avoiding from now on in this tournament drafting low pitcher BABIP and low control guys. If both these things are low, follow my advice. Please stay away from them, because they will give up runs. They will give up walks. They might have a good game from time to time, but this is the ugliest card profile for this tournament for a pitcher. You can have low stuff. That doesn't hurt you as bad, but a low pitcher BABIP and low control has not worked out very well for me. Trust me, I used to draft those guys. For Mile High, they get 2 hits from Brock Holt, 3 hits from Babe Herman, 2 hits from Billy Hamilton, and a couple hits from Mr. Hook. Huick. No, not Huick. I know it's not Huick. Hulk. Sadie, who is MVP of round the quarterfinals for Mile High. For the losing Cloudsdale Wonderbolts, they will get a couple hits from Bob Horner. Might be familiar with that card. And then single hits from Biggio, Shaw, Hinsky, Kresh, and Hank Conger. Not enough, as they are defeated. Babe Herman is your player of the game. So after 3 games, the Mile High Mayhem are up 2-1 as we head to game 4 in the Mile High Stadium. Harry Harper. See, I don't mind drafting a guy like Harry Harper because his pitcher BABIP is not as low as control. So not the best pitcher I would draft, but I would definitely draft him over a guy with low pitcher BABIP and low control. He was even tournament MVP of the semifinals as a pitcher. So he will pitch his first appearance in the finals here up against Jack McDowell from your Chicago White Sox. Currently 3-1 in the tournament and looking to be pitching fairly well. Let's take a look at the path that Cloudsdale has taken to get to the final. Once again, let's see how quickly I can track it. There it is. Cloudsdale will take on EVC in Patagonia 2. And EVC in Patagonia will lose this matchup 4-0. So I don't know if EVC has been drafting. Let's see. Is it Jim Unknowns here? Oh, no. EVC has been drafting. So his better 3/4 still allows him to use OOTP Go. Very good. He's been drafting. Unfortunately, not drafting very well because he loses in round 1 4-0. In round 2, the Cloudsdale Wonderbolts will take on the Typhoon. And that will go 6 games, some high-scoring games here. And they will win in a mini reverse sweep. The Typhoon will take games 1 and 2, and then Wonderbolts And the Wonderbolts will win 4 in a row. You like when you're on the receiving end of that, but when you're on the other end, it is not fun. It is definitely not fun when you are up 2 and then you lose the next 4. That will push Cloudsdale to round number 3. And in round number 3, they go up against those We Are Marshall, the Mice. A team, again, I see in the top 8, top 16 frequently. They will lose to the Wonderbolts 4-2. Again, Cloudsdale seems like it's something they like to do. They like to come on late in a series. So they win game 4, they win game 5, they win game 6. So GT Sundown, watch out. Cloudsdale likes to come on later. Good to see you, Sean. Sean Sultan is in the house. In the quarterfinals, Cloudsdale would go up against Homer's Heroes. Homer Heroes. And this time it was a tennis match. They each kind of win a game, lose a game, win a game, lose a game. Cloudsdale would win game 6, 8-2, which will take them to the semis. And speaking of Sean Sultan, he makes it to the semis. Congratulations, Sean. You got your 2 gold choice packs there. Was watching this, was hoping you would make it to the final because I'm familiar with your team. I'm not familiar with Cloudsdale. I don't know if they've ever been in the chat. So I was kind of rooting 2 of the frequent visitors to my channel that they'd meet up in the final, and you were a few games short. Cloudsdale handled you fairly easily, 4-0. So that will push Cloudsdale to the final, and once again, they are now down 2-1 after winning game 1. All right, we are waiting on the sim for game number 4. Again, we're not going to do any play-by-play until we hit an elimination game. So if Mile High wins this game, then from there on in, we will call each of the games. This guy, I can't say enough about this guy. Again, many GMs out there. I'm probably in the minority. I'm hoping to switch some minds around there. But I think if you took a poll on liking or not liking Cliff Lee, it's probably still tilted towards the not liking Cliff Lee, believe it or not. But trust me on this one, guys. In this tournament, like Cliff Lee. He holds the record with Dontrell Willis with 8 wins in a tournament. Not this specific day, but of the, what we've played now, 30, 60. We probably played about 70 tournaments since they introduced it. And Cliff Lee and Dontrell Willis have both gone 8-0 in one of those tournaments. This Cliff Lee will not be able to get there because at the most he'll pitch one more game, but he's 6-0 with a .46 ERA. How is he not on everyone's must-have pitcher list? I don't get it. I do not get it. He should be on everyone's must-pitcher list. I draft him every time I see him. Some people will use him in the bullpen, though, which I get because maybe you want a more of a bullpen guy, but he's always starting for me. Exactly, D-Block. Like, I don't run a model. I don't plug in a bunch of numbers or anything like that. I look at results. And yeah, he's going to have his bad games. I mean, in this tournament here, when you go 6-0, 34 strikeouts, only 2 home runs and only 3 earned runs. And it's not like a one-time thing. Like I said, he holds the record for an 8-0 tournament at one point. There have been some bad Cliff Lees. I could probably go into this tournament and find you a couple. But usually you find them on a top 4 team. So once we get to the final 4, usually you see Cliff Lee on at least one of those 4 teams. All right, it looks like game 4 is in the books. I do like Cliff Lee. However, I think if I had to rank pitchers in this tournament and I could only have one, I think I would still take Dontrell Willis ahead of Cliff Lee. Dontrell Willis, I've seen more consistent good results. Like I very rarely see a bad pitching tournament for a Dontrell Willis, whereas Cliff Lee, the odd time you do get bad results from him. So Willis would be number one. Lee would be number two. Again, guys like Whitey Ford's up there. Luis Castillo did much better in the 1969 environment, where he was one of the top three pitchers. He was not one of the top nine pitchers in the 1985 environment. Now, maybe that was a fluke. Maybe at the end of this month, he'll be back in again. But he was one of the guys that dropped off from January to February so far. All right, let's see. Is the result in? Yes, it is. GT Sundown, who was defeated by Warbot in yesterday's final, is one win away now from taking the laptop daily. Jack McDowell is your winning pitcher. He goes 4-0. Babe Herman, who's having a really good tournament, 310 average, 593 slugging percentage, a 1.3 WAR. By the way, the WAR record for this tournament is 2.8. Can't remember who it was now, but there was a hitter with 2.8. The WAR pitching record is 2.7 by an NEL pitcher, Jonas Gaines. Jonas Gaines is the top WAR one-off kind of pitcher so far. So back to the box score. What do we got here? For Cloudsdale, they will get a 3-hit game by is that Elshaw? Elshaw, yep. 2 hits for Bob Horner, 2 hits for Eric Hensky, and a home run by Tom Tresh. For the Mayhem, they will get 2 hits from Hemus, 2 hits from Herman, home runs from Herman and Hemus and Hook and Pat Mullen. So they have 4 players with a home run in the game. Babe Herman is your player of the game. So that's going to mean we've got a matchup between Cliff Lee, 6-0 Cliff Lee, and 2-1 Boardwalk Brown. Now remember, when I put out the Google form, Cloudsdale had won the first game. And sometimes that fools a lot of people. They go, oh, Cloudsdale won the first game. They're going to win this series. If they do, it's going to have to be in 7 games. My money, though, is Mile High takes them. A lot of times in this tournament, I see pitchers when they go 4-0, 5-0, they tend to go 6-0, 7-0. We'll see if that's the case here. Cliff Lee is definitely destined to close this out. I would take Lee over Boardwalk Brown. Any kind of bet here, which means I'll probably be wrong. Let's take a look at our league leaders so far. I guess we can look at it from this screen. Mr. Gehrig, the Bronze Gehrig, has the best average in the tournament. Dale Murphy has 11 home runs. I don't think he'll catch the record of 16 by Bob Horner. He needs to have a couple big games if he's going to do that. Also, the most RBIs with 31. Stolen bases goes to Billy Hamilton, and the highest WAR to Lou. Pitching, Cliff Lee, under 1. Cliff Lee, 6 wins. Callahan with 46 strikeouts. The record is 74 by Dontrell Willis. Yeah, Dontrell's pretty good. McCain with 11 saves. And your WAR leader for pitching is Cliff Lee. Well, how about that new card that came out? Hey, how about that new card? Any of you guys get the new Leon Wagner yet, either in a pack or in a tournament? 5 teams drafted Daddy Wags. Daddy Wags. The Marshall Mice, the Escape from New York, the Los Angeles Clippers, the Mill Basin Yankees, the Dick Shot Dugout. Cub fan Steve got one in a pack. Nice. I mean, let's face it. He's not a Adrian Beltre. He's not a Meta. but he does have, I think, a useful purpose in certain tournaments, and I think this tournament might be one of them. Not enough sample size yet. And if you missed the pre-twip show yesterday, if you missed the 45-minute pre-twip show, go to the VOD. Go about 25 minutes into it. Trust me, well worth your time. When we introduced this as the early bird card, yeah, it was well worth your time. So let's take a look at how this Daddy Wags has done. For Dick Shot, not so good. He went 6 for 36, 2 earned runs, 1 home run, and a negative 0.4 WAR. For the Mill Basin Yankees, he did much better. 20 hits and 66 at-bats. He hit 303, hit a 1.2 WAR, 9 home runs for Mill Basin, 19 RBIs, and he was the round 1 MVP. For the Los Angeles Clippers, solid performance. 31 at-bats, 9 hits, 2 home runs, 5 RBIs, 290 average, and a positive WAR. For the Marshall Mice, who went fairly far in the tournament, maybe the best Daddy Wag so far. He went 17 for 48, which leads to a 404 on-base percentage, a 542 slugging percentage, and a 354 average. And again, MVP of round 1. So 2 of the 5 Daddy Wags over 300. One of them just over 300, one just under 300, and one didn't do very well. Oh, and then we got Charles who drafted him. And yeah. You know he's doing well when you lose to Cub fan Steve in round 1, and yet he's still the MVP. Synchronicity, take a drink. Cubs fan Steve just said he got him in a pack. Well, Warbot played Cubs fan Steve in round 1 with Leon Wagner, who hit 500 against Steve. Yeah. 10 hits, 20 at-bats, 4 doubles, 6 RBIs. Man, this guy carried Charles on his back. Mind you, who doesn't, right? Who doesn't carry Charles on their back? Just between you and me, chat. What's said in the chat stays in the chat. Just kidding. Charles is great. Charles is wonderful. But he was not wonderful in this tournament against Cub fan Steve. So my take on Daddy Wags, 4 out of the 5 were outstanding. 3 out of the 5 won a round MVP, and only the manager of this team, I don't know if there's a personality conflict between D Block and Daddy Wags. I don't know what's going on behind the scenes, but you guys need to work it out for the next time you guys are on the same team. Work it out, please, because 4 of the 5 Daddy Wags had an outstanding tournament. Speaking of, elimination game number 1 is in. Again, we've got the Cloudsdale Wonderbolts up against the Mile High Mayhem. And let's take a quick peek at, again, only 6 predictions because I didn't leave the form up long. You don't have a lot of time to get the entry in. But let's see what people predicted here. 50-50, 3 people Cloudsdale, 3 people Mile High. We had a few people. 2 people predict it would go in 5 games. So if one of those predicted Mile High, they might be our winner. Well, they will be our winner. And total runs scored in the final game, 9-12 is the popular answer. So let's go check it out. Are any of you guys in the Friday Showdown tonight? Any of you guys entered into that? Put it in the chat. if you're entered in the Friday Showdown. Going to go through the PTCS Iron once this tournament is done. So be ready for that. If you're in the Iron PTCS, feel free to give me advice or to cheat. D-Block, what was Wagner going for in the card shop? I haven't even checked that out. What is his current market value? 2K? That's fair. Because again, it's not a card you're using. Like, he's a very niche card. And there are no low bronze tournaments, I don't think, right? Is there any tournament that's just low bronze? This may be the tournament that's the best for him, honestly, or any kind of bronze iron tournament. All right, let me check if the game is in. Is it simmed? It is. Let's take you to Cloudsdale and the Guaranteed Rate Arena, where we have an elimination game. Mile High Mayhem, 1 game away from winning 2 high diamond choice packs, 1 from each of the 2 batches. Speedster Billy Hamilton, who I am not using in the bronze PTCS, and he will take a walk. Wind is blowing in 10 miles per hour. And we've got on the mound the matchup between Cliff Lee and Mr. Boardwalk Brown. Here comes the pitch that gets by the, I guess, in between the shortstop and third baseman. It's going to put runners on first and second. We're in the bottom of the third, no score. Kevin Biggio at the plate. Kevin gives that one a ride. That's a guy I might have on my bronze roster. I believe he is eligible. That's going to move the runner to third base, and no score. Cliff Lee shuts the door in the third inning as we go to top of 4. Brock Holt at the plate. Must-have card, and there's one reason why. Holt drives that one in the gap. That's going to be an easy double for Brock Holt. He's going for 3. Here comes the throw. It is late. Brock Holt, monster in this tournament. He gets in there with a triple. 1 away now for Justin Boer. That one is over the head of the first baseman. That's going to score Brock Holt. And the Mile High Mayhem are 5 innings away from winning this tournament. A.J. Ellis, the catcher, now up with 1 out. And that is long and deep and far into the plants in center field. Ooh. You know how it's tough to find a golf ball in the weeds? That one's going to be tough. That's going to be embedded deep into the center field grass there. And that makes it 3-0 for Mile High. We go to the bottom of 4. Runner on second for Carlton Fisk. Lee delivers just on the outside. Tying run will come to the plate in the form of Bill Kuhn. Kuhn drives that one into center, and what a Willie Mays type of catch there by Billy Hamilton. Let's watch the replay there. Behind the bat grab. That's going to keep the score 3-0. Cliff Lee gives Billy a tip of the hat there, saying, "Thank you, sir, for preserving the shutout." Eric Davis, 75 power at the plate. And that 75 power comes in handy. Cliff Lee, sit down, please. Thank you. Cliff, sit down, please. You're blocking my, thank you. Hey, security. Defiant rebels. Cliff Lee gives up a 3-run bomb, and Eric Davis ties the game as we go to top of 5. Brock Holt back at the plate with 1 on, and Holt, third baseman almost with the play of the game. Estelela goes to second, and Pat Mullen comes up with 2 out. Mullen, deep, high, caught. to end the top of the fifth. Platoon him with Dick Shot. Yeah, that'd be good. Could be a good platoon situation. Leon and Dick and Leon. Kevin Biggio at the plate, bottom of 5 now. Cliff Lee in a tie ball game, and unlikely hero here, Kevin Biggio over the car rental sign, 1-800-355 Cars Are Us. Get a 10% discount if you mention Kevin Biggio's home run. 4-3 for Cloudsdale. Justin Boer at the plate. Top of 6. Mile High gets the leadoff runner on, looking to tie up the game. AJ Ellis, no one out. AJ, double play. We call him double play AJ, at least for today. We move to the top of the 7th. Mile High, down by 1. Billy Hamilton at the plate. He will take the walk. What an eye, Billy. Good eye, good eye. Here's a card I know that a lot of people like, including D-Block, the Micah Vias card. I like it. D. Dempsey said he liked it on our round table. Let's see if Vias can deliver here. Over to second. Force outs will be the second out of the inning, and the inning is over. We go to the top of the 8th. Time is running out for Mile High. Fortunately, they've got a 2-game lead, though. Brock Holt back at the plate, 2 for 2 on the day, and this time he goes down swinging. Justin Boer. There we have a 2-out single. All right, we are in the top of the 8th inning. Mile High Mayhem down by 1 in the game, but up 3-1 in the series. Justin Boer on first, AJ Ellis at the plate. AJ grounds out 3 outs, and we're going to be heading to the bottom of the 8th with Bob Horner. Cliff Lee still in the game, looking for his 7th victory of the tournament. Going to be tough to get now, especially with Bob at the plate. Doesn't quite get under it for the home run, but he will get on base. 2 out, 1 on as we go to the 9th. Mile High out hitting Cloudsdale. Derek Bell at the plate up against Javier Lopez. Lopez weak grounder to short over to first for the first out of the inning. Wally Post. Post gives that one a little bit of a ride, but that's going to be caught by the Hinsky out in right field. And it's up to Billy Hamilton to get on base here. Don't think he's going to hit a home run. Can he maybe get on base? Right to second, over to first. And the Cloudsdale Wonderbolts creep back to within a game, winning by a score of 4-3. Your player of the game is Cliff Lee in a losing cause. Cliff Lee gives up 4 runs, but only 1 of them earned. So his ERA still stays under 1. So here's a bad case of unfortunateness for Cliff Lee. Heck of a game. Heck of a game by Cliff. He goes the distance, only 6 hits, but errors. An error by Brock Holt cost him a few runs there. For Cloudsdale, they would get mini single hits for Mile High, home run by AJ Ellis, his 4th of the tournament. And they come up 1 run short as we head to game number 6, back to Mile High Stadium. Cloudsdale sending 5-1 Dartley Cooper. Mile High sending the low control Alex Reyes, who's 4-1. All right, let's exit out. No spoilers. And stay tuned. Going to do some PTCS iron build. And then we'll do maybe the first round or two of the Friday showdown. Because I am entered in that with the Gladiators. Where is the lap tournament? There it is. Give me a minute to get it downloaded. All right, we are headed to Mile High for elimination game number 2. Cloudsdale staved off elimination, winning by 1 run in the last game. Can they do it again? Or will it be a Mile High victory? Sure, the scores are hidden and go to highlights. There we go. Again, just a few programming notes. I will not be streaming tomorrow. I usually stream on Saturdays where I rip 200 plus packs with the Gladiators. Not going to do that with all the PTCS coverage. Give you guys a chance to go and check that out, especially if you're entered in it. Lots of streamers doing that. I am back on Monday with a special announcement about something coming up in Out of the Park about a week after that. I've kind of hinted at it a little bit before, but we'll go into a little bit more detail about it on Monday that I hope all of you will get involved in. So let's go to the game here. Top of the first inning, Al Shaw, first at bat and first out of the game. Once again, we've got a pitching matchup between Alex Reyes for Mile High, who's got very low control, and a more balanced pitcher in Dartley Cooper. We go to the bottom of the second and hit it inside the foul pole there. Whoa, Solly with a 2-run shot, and it is 2-0 Mile High. Ned Williamson at the plate. We're already in the top of the 7th. And Williamson almost swings at it. He will let that go by for ball 4. And the Cloudsdale Wonderbolts will have the tying run at the plate with Dale Murphy. And I couldn't think of anyone better on their roster to have at the plate now than Dale Murphy. 91 power. Can he get it done? Ground out to short. Fielder's choice, 1 away. Reyes still in the game, top of the 7th, 2 out, full count to Hank Conger. Conger watches that one low, and Reyes has only walked 3 with that control. So Reyes has had a really solid game. 6 2/3 innings and only 3 walked. Tom Tresh. And maybe don't look at the top of the scoreboard there because we don't like to say those things, but Mile High and Alex Reyes pitching a gem. Both teams pitching gems here. Wow. And that is driven deep to center field. That is going to be out number 3 as Hamilton tracks that one down. And we go to top of 8. Cloudsdale just cannot get anything going here against Reyes. And good on the manager, leaving Reyes in. First batter. And there's a walk. Walk number 4. Keeping him in. Why not? You got to give him a chance to finish the game now. Jose Caballero at the plate. No one out, 1 on. And Caballero drives that into right field. But right fielder's not going to make any mistakes there. We have 1 out with 1 on for Eric Hinsky. Hinsky Oh, why couldn't you play for the Blue Jays in 1985 in the ninth inning with 2 out? Why? What a grab by Brock Holt to save the no-no. Yeah. Saving the no-no there for Alex Reyes. 2 out. Al Shaw. Boone on first. Little squibber. Over to first. Not in time. Oh. The crowd cannot believe it. The catcher juggled the ball a little bit as he picked it up. And Mr. Ricky, Branch Ricky, gives up the first hit of the game, Ned Williamson. And that's the day for Alex Reyes. Reyes is now out of the game. And we've got a new pitcher with 2 out. Cloudsdale with the hit. Here comes a runner from third. The throw, not in time. It is a 2-1 game. Cloudsdale back in it. Carlton Fisk at the plate. A 1-0 count. Archie with the delivery. And Fisk will pop out to center field. That is 3 away. We go to top of 9. 2 hits apiece. But the difference in the runs, 1 extra for Mile High. Kevin Biggio at the plate. Biggio drives that one into right field. That's going to fall. That's going to hit the wall. Over to second goes Biggio. And Cloudsdale has the tying run on second base with nobody out. And Bob Horner at the plate. Bob to third, to first. Runner cannot advance. Runner stays at second. Biggio on second. Marquise Grissom at the plate. Don't see a lot of Marquise in this tournament much. Not a name I come across too much. He will ground out for the second out, and with nobody out and a runner on second, Biggio is still stapled to second base. Aaron Boone may be the last hope. Third baseman for Cloudsdale. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. That one is, that was hit a little too hard. Congratulations to GT Sundown and the Mile High Mayhem, who lost out in the finals yesterday. Come back. Talk about persistence. They come back and they win in 6 games today. Alex Reyes, who only gives up 1 hit on the day, he will give up the only earned run as well. 5-1 on the tournament. Dartley Cooper drops to 5-2. But again, he had a really good game. 2 hits, 2 runs. Reyes is your player of the game. Only 5 hits total in today's final game. Powell, Hemis, Shaw, Williamson, and Biggio as a pinch hitter. That's it. Those were the only hits. And of course, we had the 1 home run. So here is your final tournament tree bracket. It is official. The Mile High Mayhem will get the 4 points for today's tournament, plus the 2 choice packs. The Wonderbolts, for finishing second, will get 2 low diamond choice packs and 3 points. The Trash Boys finish third. They will get 2 gold choice packs and 2 points. And the Washington Park Rangers will finish fourth. They will get the gold choice packs and 1 point for their 4th place finish. Final look at our leaderboard. Lou, Murphy, Hamilton, Lou, Lee, McCain, and Callahan are your statistical leaders. All right, I'm going to draft the 5L for tomorrow. Then we're going to take a break, and then we're going to come back and go over my Iron PTCS. You guys can harass me. Why are you taking Fernando Valenzuela? No, I can't. He's not eligible. Let's go draft our tournament. It should not be full yet. I forgot to enter it this morning. Please don't be full. Please, please, please. Where is it? Where is it? Good. Just over half full. So maybe you want to see your name in lights. Maybe you want to see your team in lights and broadcast on a Laptop Pound stream. Get entered in the tournament and go draft your team to glory. Showdown starts in 1 hour. We are playing at the 1965 Astrodome. Favors the left-handed BABIP hitter and the right-handed home run hitter a little bit. Home runs are down. BABIP pretty much neutral. So basically it's a neutral park where you want some BABIP and maybe some gap power. BABIP and gap power. Home run suppression on a pitcher, not as important in this one. Ezra took you out, Brent. Brent, good to see you. Yeah, the Boise Bees. They've had some good tournaments in the last week there. Okay. Who to take? Lemon Jello, I think, is the only obvious one. He's almost perfect for this tournament because of the low homer suppression needed in this ballpark in the Astrodome. So I think he could have a really good tournament. Suppresses BABIP. He's got okay control. Stuff good enough for the 1980s. So Lemon Jello is definitely on the team. After that, you will eventually, Brent. Brent, you'll be there. I have faith. We're going to see the Boise Bees there one day. You'll get there. Just keep watching the good players that some of these other people draft. Luke Walker. Nope. Not bad. I guess in a pinch. I don't like Robin Roberts bronze, but Mickey Lolich isn't the worst option. Don't mind that, Freeman. Power's not as big in this one. Again, we're in the Astrodome where power is pretty suppressed. Not going to have a lot of home runs in this tournament. So I'm going to go Mickey Lolich. You took out D-Block and Silver. Well, that's cause for celebration anytime you can take out D-Block. Was that late in the tournament or was that early? Oh, who to take here? For some reason, D-Block, I watched some of your stream yesterday, and it's still kind of fresh in the memory. So I can see you doing your little cry there. Yeah, I can see that. I don't know. This is a tough round. This is a tough round. I don't know if you cried yesterday, but I've seen you do that crying motion before. So when you typed it in the chat there, I could hear your voice saying that as if you were saying that out loud. I don't know here. I guess I'm going to take Diekman. Okay, move on. No one really rung out there as being must-haves. Playing in the Astrodome, again, home run suppression. Don't need power. Not getting a lot of good choices here. Folks, maybe Ray Chapman. Yeah, I'm going to go Ray Chapman. Don't have to worry about power for Ray. Wrong ballpark for Mark Teixeira. John Grimm? Nope. What did he have a 1 rating in? Second base. How do you like that? A guy that has a 1 rating in second base. Got a 1 arm, 9 infield range. So basically he's a pylon. Ooh, I do like that Gus Kroc, I think. Yeah, let's go with Gus. Control is what you always go for? Yeah. Well, I think you want at least two real good ones there, Brent. So when you're looking at a card for this tournament especially, pitcher Babbitt still is king. And in this ballpark, it's even more king. And then probably control. And then stuff, and then home run suppression. So I'd rank pitcher Babbitt 1, control 2, stuff 3, and home run suppression 4. In this specific one today, because we're playing in the Astrodome where there's not a lot of home runs. It might fluctuate. Pitcher Babbitt is always going to be number 1 for me, and then probably control. But depending on the ballpark, home run suppression might be number 3. Or maybe even number 2, depending on the ballpark. But pitcher Babbitt's always number 1. Ryan Sweeney. You know what? Do I have a third baseman yet? I haven't really played Hubie Brooks. I'm wondering in this ballpark. Yeah. Don't let it fool you, Lap. Don't need power. You go control then pitcher Babbitt? Fair enough. Yeah. I mean, they're 2 of the top 3 for sure. I don't want either of them to be too low. Joe Garagiola. Let's go George Davis. I did not get Cliff Lee. I did not get Louis Castillo. I did not get Andy Messerschmidt. I did not get Dave Stieb. I did not get Leon Wagner. But I got Hasegawa. For batting, you go power, then contact. Depends on the tournament for me. I'm kind of leaning towards more the BABIP I profile. But again, depends on the tournament, depends on the ballpark. But BABIP I is kind of what I'm looking more for. That's right, Ezra. So much depends on the ballpark. Like I said, for this one here, there's not a lot of home runs, so I'm not worried at all about power. Power is my least consideration here. Hence Ryan Sweeney, 27 power. George Davis, 27 power. Ray Chapman, 21 power. Because this ballpark does not give up a lot of home runs. And then that translates to your pitchers. You don't need a lot of home run suppression on your pitchers. So that's one of the least important characteristics. You want BABIP, control, and then stuff. You can find a BABIP control stuff guy, take him. Yeah. Ezra, on your draft tonight, I think you're going to have a lot more success. And I did not get the daddy card today. Here's my last chance, though, in the mixed round. Is he here? No, he is not here. So we'll go AJ Ellis. Scott Rowland. My only limited edition card is this one, and it's not really one normally you draft. However, in this tournament, where BABIP might be a little more important in speed, gap power, I'm going to take Dion. Nope. I want control in this ballpark. Nope. No. Nope. No pitchers this round. Let's go Jim King. Defense. In the Astrodome, you probably need pretty good defense in the outfield. And I would think you would. The way I read this is look at the doubles and triples, both above 1. So in the Astrodome, when I think of the Astrodome, I think of a big spacious park that if you don't have good defense in the outfield, it's a double or triple. So I think in today's tournament, you're looking for those high-end defensive outfielders like your Ryan Sweeney. Dion, not the best outfielder. King, look at this guy. He's going to be my left fielder. I don't care if he can't bat. And Devo, my center fielder. So I got Devo, Ryan Sweeney, and Jim King in the outfield in the Astrodome. Is that where they filmed that D block, the Bad News Bears? It's been so long. Got 2 catchers already. Yeah, not a very good draft. And I don't need power, but I need a first baseman, so we'll take him. 4, 6, 7. Need a few more pitchers. Any of you qualify? No. This has been the longest I've taken on a draft in a long time. Usually it's like, yep, him and him, move on. Now it's like, who are these guys? Bill Mazeroski. Okay, I got a very defensive-oriented team. I think Wally Bunker's good, isn't he? Yeah. Like a little more control, but I'm taking Wally Bunker. And Bud Black. Yeah. Now, this is almost a perfect card for the Astrodome in 1980. Almost. Give him 10 more control, and I would love this. 10 more control and maybe 10 more stuff. but then he'd be a bronze card. That's the kind of profile I'm looking for in the Astrodome. 10 more stuff, 10 more control. What round are we in? Round 11, and I've got 6, 8, 9, at least one more pitcher. Don't need a shortstop. Don't need a catcher. Do need more outfield. And we'll take you. And I guess let's check in on our pitchers here. Nope. Nope. Yeah. Yeah. I think this is a good option for the Houston Astrodome and for this 1985. Yeah. Here's a case where I don't mind taking a really low home run suppression because we're dealing with a ballpark that has 0.849 and 0.874. So I'm gonna watch this guy tomorrow. I'm curious how he does. Control's a little low for me, but he's a iron. 7, 8, 9, 10. Good on pitchers. What do I need? Second base, third base, and first base. Guess Kid Eberfeld. No, he's only short. Oh boy. It's not bad cards. It's just not good cards. A very below average draft. Jake Bowers, Clint Frazier. It's not good. Kurt Bavacqua. What's my pitcher stamina like here? 80, 80, 80, 80. Yeah, pretty good. 10 pitchers should be enough. That's a pretty good pitcher for this time period. Ray Burris. Do I go 11 pitchers? What do I need? Second base, third base. Can any of you play second and third? No, no. Third. I always like that when you draft, you're looking for one or two specific positions and none of them show up. So I guess we got to take Chick. And can any of you play third? No, no, nope, and nope. So I got to take Ivan Howard. No, I don't. Kurt Bavacqua can play third. Okay. I think we got all our positions covered. A very, very defensive team here. No stealing. No squeezing. Let's boost your running a bit. 1985. No walking. Shift, baby. Shift, baby. Shift. Little bit longer hook. 95 and 71. 8th inning, 2 runs. Pinch hitters can start coming in the third if they really want. No DH. Move you to number 9, Bill Mazeroski. Make sure we don't have one guy covering 3 positions here. No. Bavacqua. Sanders for Sweeney. I mean, look at this. Look at this defense. I'm telling you, in the Astros ballpark. Look at this defense, chat. 119, 116, 104, 102, 99, 96. Let's see if defense wins championships tomorrow. I went all in on the D in this ballpark. Power, I probably got one of the worst power lineups of the 64 teams. Joe Adcock, you're my one home run guy. Holy smokes. That is not usually a team I draft, but I'm really paying attention to the ballpark this time. Yeah, well, I'm like I said, D-Block, I'm curious how this one goes tomorrow. If I get swept in 4, I'm going to be on the no defense train. All right, so what is it here? The showdown still a ways from firing it off. Looks like it's still an hour before it fires off. So we're going to go into some Iron PTCS and have some fun building my Iron team. So I'm going to move over to that file. We're going to take a quick 1-minute break here, and then we'll come back and talk Iron. All right, back here on this Friday evening or early Saturday morning, depending where you may be watching this. Laptop Hound here for a Friday stream covering a bunch of different things. We did the Laptop Daily Final. Congratulations go to the Mile High Mayhem for defeating the Cloudsdale Wonderbolts 6 games series and 4 games to 2 for the Mile High Mayhem and GT Sundown, wherever you may be. Also drafted our team for tomorrow. Not very good, but it's a very defensive team. So maybe we get lucky a little bit in that ballpark, but no real meta players, no big meta pitchers, no big meta hitters. Didn't get the Brock Holt, didn't get the Bob Horner. I don't think I got any of the top 9 pitchers or any of the top 9 hitters in that tournament. So it'll be probably a quick tournament tomorrow, which is good because then I can focus on my PTCS, which we're on right now. the PTCS. Big thanks to a few people. Big thanks to D Block, to D Dempsey, to Warbot, who over the past couple weeks have, kind of come on and talked about the PTCS and tournaments and tournament cards that they used, giving us a few of their secrets. And along with kind of my own intuition, this is a very rough roster that I put together yesterday. It's by no means my final roster. I still have to fine tune it, but I think it pitching wise, it's pretty much set in terms of my pitchers. The only thing I might do is go with 10 pitchers instead of 11. But because it's a very long series with 128 teams, I'm thinking that if for some reason I go to a lot of 7-game series, that extra 11th pitcher I think might be important. If this was a 64 team or a 32 team tournament, I would probably just go with 10. But because it's 128, depending on my platoon situation, I think I might go 11. So if you guys are in Iron, let me know. Let me know what you think the good calls are and the not the good calls. But again, this is kind of my with Warbot, with D Dempsey, with D Block, kind of an amalgamation of our 4 ideas on what makes a good Iron team. This again is 1968, and it's played in a ballpark that has more home runs than BABIP. It's not shown on the screen here, but the home runs is up in the ballpark, but in the era, which is more important, I think the batting average in 1968 was like 237. Everything was down. Home runs, walks, strikeouts, hits, all of that was down. I think the only thing that might have been up over the modern era was the triples or doubles, one of those, and it was just slightly up. So keeping that in mind, and D Block, that might be a very good strategy to try 3 different things. This is all players from 1999 onward that qualify. So it's called the OOTP era. That's all cards from 1999 onward. So pitching, I am going with John Means. Again, home runs are down in that era. Even though they're up a little bit in this ballpark, they're down for that era. So I'm going to gamble and prevent hits instead of home runs, and I'm going to go with John Means as my number 1 guy. Splitty, yes. If a team is micromanaging and kind of sees my lineup, they're going to stack it with a lot of right-handed batters. Number 2, I'm going with Marco Estrada. Again, not worried about home run suppression. I like that pitcher, BABIP. And a little bit more balance. I'm not giving up. I'm not red in control. I'm not red in stuff. So a little bit more balanced pitcher. Stamina is not that great, which doesn't matter as much in 1968. He can probably still pitch a complete game with that stamina. CC Sabathia is my number 3 guy. Giving up some on control, gaining some in stuff. Again, there's not a ton of great pitchers available here. It's not like bronze. And Mr. Galarraga, going to be my number 4 guy. Very similar to Means in terms of home run suppression being lower. Means is better because of the control. Galarraga does not have as great a control. But again, not a lot to choose from. And then maybe a guy like Morosco for my number 5 guy. So what you'll notice, all these Iron guys, stamina of 67, 63, 66, 61. Plus, I might go some 7-game series. So that's why I think I'm going to go with 11 pitchers. In the bullpen, I've got a couple stoppers. I think this is going to be on everyone's list. Aceveus will be somewhere in the bullpen for most teams. Going to go with Blevins. Again, the good pitcher, BABIP. So you see a lot of similar makeups, even with the starters and the closers or the bullpen guys, where you're more on the pitcher, BABIP, less on the home run, and you're getting somewhere between 50 and 70 for stuff and 50 to 70 for control. As long as your pitcher BABIP is one of your higher ones. I would not want a low pitcher BABIP guy here. Bryce Wilson, live guy, but one of the better live pitcher BABIP iron players. And I like this card. I really like this card. Ignore the fact it's a live card. I really like this card because of the card shape. Everything that he's bad in doesn't hurt him as much in this era. Next up, Mr. Petit. Again, one of those big gamble cards. I would not use him in modern era. I would not use him in a lot of eras, past 1990. But in this era, with that control, I think he's going to be pretty good. And in fact, don't forget to control your sliders. And for a guy like this, don't be afraid to crank up that pitch around. Because with low stuff, you want him looking for the corners. And if he's got this much control, he's going to hit those corners. Because you're going to have probably a couple good catchers that are going to frame it up for him. So for him, don't be afraid to crank up the pitch around. Next up, Davinsky. Mr. Davinsky. Live guy, not as good as Wilson. But again, things that hurt him don't hurt him as much in this tournament. And finally, we got Cordero. Again, you see a similar shape. Not worried about the home runs in this era. And got pretty good stuff and pretty good control for an iron guy. So again, stamina, not going to hurt you, but I'm going to be safe with that one extra pitcher. I see too many times last PTCS when I'm looking at D. Dempsey's team or I'm looking at other teams that go further in the tournament and they're into a game 5, 6, or 7, and you look at their pitcher staff and they're worn out. I don't want that to happen as much. And I think if you go with 11 pitchers, it's a lot safer. So chat, what else are you thinking? Hey, D. Dempsey, good to see you, my friend. The teaching week is over. Enjoy the weekend. Wang. See, I don't like this profile for Wang. Not in this environment. I don't like it. Switch the home run suppression with pitcher BABIP, and I would like it a lot. Mind you, he is an extreme ground ball pitcher. So if you're investing a lot of your hitting into defense, he might not hurt you as much because he is extreme ground ball. So if you have a high-end shortstop, second base, third base, you could probably get away with Wang. Wang might not hurt you as much. But if you're not investing a lot into defense for your infield, I think he could hurt you. Not sure, Brent. Not sure how long ago. I'm not sure if I'll get to 7 p.m. Mountain. But definitely if AZ is up. Let me see what the schedule looks like. AZ is not scheduled to come on until 10 p.m. Eastern, according to what I'm looking at. That's too late for me. I won't be on until 10 p.m. Eastern. So yeah, we were looking at Wang. And as I was saying, I mean, he's extreme ground ball. If you have really good infield defense, you could get away with him. He might be fine. But in a ballpark that or era where there's not a lot of home runs, I don't know if you need all that home run suppression. And if you don't have defense for your infielders, I would never use them. I'd be too chicken, like D Block said. So what else for pitcher, guys? What else for pitchers? Anyone else in iron that you guys are considering for pitchers? I don't use, I'm not using Zambrano. No, I'm not going with Zambrano. I own them, but not for this era where we might see, I don't want to give up walks. I'd rather give up a solo shot, a rare solo shot, than I would 3 walks in a row. Hurst, Brent is saying Hurst. Does Hurst qualify here? I don't think he qualifies, does he? Otherwise, I would definitely have him. I would think I would have him. No, he's 9 years short. Only 1999 or later. Otherwise, yeah, for sure he would be on my team. He'd be my number 1 guy. So again, not a lot of pitchers options. When I go to my card collection and I sort by pitchers, you can see that I've got 51. And I own a lot of the iron cards. So 51 pitcher options. You know, add the active guys and there's 60. And you go by pitcher BABIP, maybe some other contenders. Ibar, you know, he's a contender. He's got a shape that I don't mind. Although, to me, he's a little too splitty. So that's probably why I didn't pick him. A little too splitty. Another guy that is just on the cutting room floor, I might go back to him, is Hitchcock. I didn't go with him because of the starters I had. He had the lowest stamina. But I might bring in Hitchcock for one of these guys here. In fact, let's compare them. Let's compare Hitchcock to Cordero. We could make a move right now. What do I want? Pitcher BABIP. Control. Yeah. I think I might switch him for Davinsky. Yeah, let's do that now. Let's take out Davinsky and let's put in Sterling. Because again, he was one of those that, do I want him? I don't think he's going to be a top 5 starter for me. Okay, let's put him in. But not going to be a starter. I'm going to put him middle relief, use more often, long relief. So yeah, I think I'm pretty happy with that pitching lineup. Mix of lefty and righties. I could go lefty right off the bat to tire them out a little bit if they're using platoons, because you're kind of giving them an advantage if you keep alternating like that. So maybe I'll go like that. One lefty stopper, one righty stopper. Don't need setup there. Got a couple lefties in the bullpen. Yeah, I'm no one here really scares me. I'm pretty satisfied with that pitching staff. Dapper Dragon stopping by to say thanks, Lap. You made the semis in your 3rd ever bronze brunch using cards from your round table. Dapper, well, don't just thank me. You've got the other 2 guys in the chat here. Don't cut the D Block Dragon and D Dempsey, who were big parts of that round table. I was just 1/3 of the table. In fact, I didn't even have a chair. So yeah, congratulations in the bronze brunch, making it to the, what'd you say you made it to? The semifinals in your 3rd ever bronze brunch. Good stuff. Like to hear it. Yeah, they are both here. They're 2 of the minds I like to go to when I'm constructing things like this. So D Dapper, next year you're going to have to get into these PTCSs and try them out. All right, in terms of my roster construction for hitters, again, this is just a very quick one. This by no means is finished 100%. But I do like Mathis and Maine at catcher. I think you have no other choice. I think it's gotta be, right? Right, guys? It's gotta be Mathis and Maine. And versus right, I think you're using Maine. And versus left, I think you're using Mathis. First base, I think you're going Olsen. I think you're going to go Olsen first base versus right. And then Jacobs. He's better against right, though. That was a dilemma. Olsen and Jacobs. Jacobs has better contact, better home run power, better avoid K. It's the eye that sucks. And just like Hitchcock was the last cut for me, my last cut for batters was Mark McGuire, someone that D Block mentioned on, when was that? Tuesday you were on? Tuesday, I think, right? Or was that Wednesday? Wednesday, you were on Wednesday. What is that? Mick McGuire? He was my last cut. So I think I keep Olsen and maybe get rid of Jacobs, although I don't want to get rid of Jacobs. Do we have a DH in this league? No DH. That sucks. Jacobs out. McGuire, I got about 74 people to choose from. I think Mark has to come in just because of the platoon situation, because he's much better against lefties. Second base, I got a few options there. I think Cabrera can play second. Schimpf can play second. Halter. Where is Mondesi? Mondesi might be my second baseman. So Mondesi, I think, can go second against the righties. Second base. And I think Halter against the lefties. Yeah. I think Halter second base against the lefties. Who's that at first base? Is that McGuire or is that Mike Jacobs? I'm scared taking Mike Jacobs out, seeing how well he did last PTCS. But then it's a different era, so maybe he won't perform as well. Third base, I think it's just, where is he here? I don't have him on here. How did I miss him? I'm going to take off Goodwin for now. I wanted Ramirez at third base, right? Ramirez. There's a Ramirez in iron, isn't there? Why am I thinking there's, how did I miss Ramirez? Maybe there is no Ramirez? I mean, at shortstop, not at third base, at shortstop. I don't own him? Well, for 500 points, better grab him up before you can't buy him before tomorrow. How did I not have that guy? He's definitely going to be my shortstop. Is it both ways? For now, it's going to be both ways. Ramirez. This will not be the batting order. I'm just getting things set here. Shortstop, Mondesi, come off for now. Ramirez at short. Third base, it's got to be Jake Lamb. Jake. Third base. And got to put Jose against the lefties. With that eye, Jose's going in against the lefties. Then in the outfield, I need to make some more changes here. I don't think I'm going to use Beckham now. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see who my reserves are. Willits is going left field definitely against the lefties. Willits, left field. Against the righties. For now, it's going to be Curtis Granderson. Although I got to go check. Maybe there's some guys in the card shop I don't own yet. I know D-Block, you mentioned a guy, Stubbs, right? Stubbs. I don't think I have Stubbs yet. I could play Jacobs and have Olsen at right field. Jacobs is probably going to find his way back on my roster. Because I would kick myself if he's one of the meta in this tournament. Drew Stubbs, I do not own. Okay, come in to play center field for me, please. And who was the other guy I was thinking of? Crawford? Was there an Iron Crawford? Yeah. Yeah, against the righties. Iron Crawford. Some of these new cards I had not picked up yet, so forgot all about them until I went to put the roster together. So let's go and put in Mr. Stubbs. I might have to take, I don't want to take a picture out. D-Block, D Dempsey, how many pictures are you going with? 10 or 11? You think you can get away with 10 with the low stamina that they have? 10 for D Dempsey, 10 for D-Block. Yes, I might have to get these platoons in. Hey, where are you, Mr. Stubbs? There you are. Drew Stubbs. I'm going to take out Granderson. Put in Stubbs. Take out Beckham, I think. And put in Zambrano. No, not putting it Zambrano. Who was the other guy I just picked up? Crawford. And again, big thanks to D Dempsey, Don't Cut the D Block Dragon, Warbot, who over the last couple days have really helped me out pinpoint some of these iron and bronze cards. I'm not even going to worry too much about gold. Gold is pretty pricey because you have to, I think, have a lot of the tournament cards for gold. I looked it over today and went, oh man, there's 4 or 5 tournament cards I need. And there's none on the market. A lot of the ones you need for PTCS, you can't buy them. So I'm not going to worry about being too competitive. Even though I finished 4th overall in gold this cycle, fourth, I don't have a lot of those newer tournament cards. All right, so let's put in Carl Crawford in left against the righties. Crawford. Left against the righties. And Reggie Willits is in. Center field, I want Mr. Stubbs against the lefties. Against the righties, maybe he's going to be weak on defense, but maybe Hairston Jr. Oh, he is there already. And right field, I think I need another outfielder here. You just shoved all your PTCS rewards on a roster? Yeah, that's kind of what I did. You know, your Bankman or Bankhead or whatever his name is, and Drysdale, and I got Vern Gregg. I've got the new not the NEL cards, but there's a few of those PTCS cards. Barry Larkin, the PT Plus card I got on there. All right, who you guys going in right field? Give me some right field options here. I need a solid right fielder. Edmonds. Is that a new one? No, I've got him. Edmonds. You think? I like the eye. I'm not a fan of the D or of the BABIP, though. What do you like about Edmonds? Or is he just there's no one else? Or a guy like I know I used to use sometime, Ryan Friel. He can play right field. I think I'm going to go Ryan Friel. A little bit more versatility. Which means I might have to take out a pitcher. Ugh. Maybe I take out the Splitty Cordero. Yeah, I could take out Cordero. Bye-bye, Chad. I'm going 10 pitchers. If D Block and D Dempsey are going to do it, what the heck? Join the club. Then I can bring in Ryan Friel. Still can't bring Mike Jacobs back in though yet. Okay, Friel, you're coming in against the lefties. So Mathis, let's go based on defense here. Shimp, you're not in there. Mathis, McGuire, Halter, Bautista, Ramirez, Willett, Stubbs, and Friel. And then we got Maine, Olson, Mondesi, Lamb, Ramirez, Crawford, Hairston. So I need a right fielder. I think Halter can do fine. What's his outfield range? 77? Like, I don't know. Isn't he a better option than Jim Edmonds? First base, center field, right field. I don't know. I don't know. Just with that power and eye, I'm already taking a gamble on Mark McGuire, but he's a much more extreme gamble. Well, I've already got low eye with Ramirez, Mondesi, Halter, and Crawford, and Hairston and Stubbs. Got McGuire, Schimpf, Friel, Willits. Schimpf. See, Schimpf is like the Edmonds, except better. So why wouldn't you have Schimpf instead of Edmonds? Some like on your roster. If you have Edmonds, like it's very similar. Or was Edmonds a better BABIP? Okay, I like it. I like it. I think I'll play around with the batting order a little bit. Let's check out how this looks here. Man, they want to play Shane Halter everywhere. Halter's good here, but he's a starter, so I don't want him getting too tired. Over here, they've got him playing everywhere. So Schimpf, McGuire, Bautista. I think that's good. Going to get over to the Friday Showdown and take a look at that. We'll probably play a little bit until I get eliminated, but we'll hopefully get through the first couple rounds. You have Smith? What do you mean I have Smith? Oh, yeah. I think everyone has manager Smith. I think for the PTCS, everyone's Smith. Maybe when it fires, it puts your real name up there. I don't know. Okay. Last decision I want to make, and then I'll fine tune my batting order later. I think I got to get Mike Jacobs in there, right? So do I sacrifice like a Cabrera who's just, average, but he can play second, third, and short? Who comes out to put in Mike Jacobs? Do I take out a Mark McGuire or Matt Olson? No, I don't think so. Oh, it's in every tournament that it's Smith? Really? I thought in like the bounties and stuff, it had your real name. Like in perfect drafts, it's your real name, I think. Just maybe in the traditional tournaments. Okay, I think I got to take out Cabrera. I take out Cabrera. It's calling to me that I got to have Mike Jacobs in. Cabrera coming out. You weren't starting anywhere anyway, and Mike Jacobs. Where did you go? Where are you, Mike Jacobs? Apparently you were on my reserve, but I missed you, so we'll just do it this way. Activate. Okay, Mike Jacobs, you are going to back up at first. Seems like a waste of a spot because I already got McGuire and Olson there. I did have Goodman on here when I started this today, and then I just took him off. Let me go back and take a look at him. Goodman. I know we talked about him on the round table a little bit. Not all of us had owned him yet. Goodman against the lefties. Goodman against the lefties. What position? Goodman left or right field? Compare. Well, yeah, Crawford's much better against the righties, but I'm not worried about that. Well, I'm not taking out Reggie Willits. Oops. Reggie's not leaving left field. So that leaves right field and Ryan Friel. Okay. And Ryan Friel's versatile. So if I get Goodwin, I got to give up Friel. Friel, you got the versatility, you got the eye, you got the avoid K. I think I'm going to keep Friel. He can be used. He's like Shane Halter, Brock Holt. Imp, I think I'll keep. Yeah, he's definitely. There's going to be some Brian Goodwin on the team. I don't know. I'm second thinking now about Mike Jacobs because he's not going to play much. McGuire's against one side, Olson against the other. As D. Dempsey said, I could put Jacobs is better against righties. I could put Matt Olson in right field. Which would leave Shane Halter out. You know what? That might not be a bad thing. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. Halter's going to get a lot of playing time anyway, so he could use the rest. So Jacobs comes in at first, and Olsen goes to right. Yeah, I think I like that. Good talk. Good talk. Mathis, McGuire, Halter, Bautista, Ramirez, Willett, Stubbs, Friel, Maine, Olsen, Jacobs, Mondesi, Lamb, Ramirez, Crawford, Hairston Jr. We have 26. We have 26. Do we have 10 pitchers? We do have 10 pitchers. Strategy, I don't know. I'll work on that later. I got to go look at the 1968 environment again and see what a lot of things were. I think I better put one in case I forget. Let's go a little bit like that, that. Pitch around. I think I'll do on individual pitchers. Control. Yeah. Edit. You're up there. And John Means. Bryce Wilson. Otherwise, we're not pitching around too much. Walk, no. Old runners, no. Think about 1968. They didn't do a lot of these things in 1968, but we'll take advantage of the shifts. Book starters, go a little bit longer. Yeah, we'll leave it in the middle. 8th inning, 2 runs or less. 95 and 71. Probably even go less there. 94. We do the best we can. And just even when we think we have things perfect and we have the ultimate lineup, the random generation gets in our way. Rolling at third, Lamb at first, then Olsen in right field. You like Roland, huh? He was not really even on my radar. I don't like, I mean, he's okay, he's fine, but he can only play that one position. I think I'd rather have Lamb and Halter. Third base, Hairston, Halter, yeah, Bautista. Yeah, I've got plenty of third base options. But I really wanted to get Mike Jacobs in there. Even though it's a low home run era. I don't know. We'll try it out. We'll see how he does in his first couple games. McGuire and then Halter, I guess. So we could go Crawford. Hairston. Okay. Don't overthink it. When you overthink it, that's when you make the mistakes. Submit. PT Plus expires in 4 days, but I'm not going to renew it since we're at the end of the cycle, and I don't really need more tournament spots since there's no more PTCS to qualify. So I don't need those extra slots anymore. So don't need to renew PT Plus. We'll see what they decide to do for next version of the game, but save a few dollars towards the end of the cycle. I'll probably keep it on my Gladiator team. We should hear in the next few days because the next one comes out, I think, on Wednesday. Valentine's Day. So we should hear by Monday. And they're starting to tell us now beforehand what it is. So if it's something like really good, like an all perfect pack, oh, for sure, I'll probably buy it. I'll probably extend my TT Plus if it's an all perfect pack. But other than that, we do know a new Ty Cobb is coming out. We will be getting another Ty Cobb. I heard it on Spore's stream today that he plans on putting out a banger Ty Cobb. But again, if you're competing for those physical trophies, there's 2 left, Sunday and next Sunday. All right, we're going to end off by going into the showdown. Save a few bucks for London. Yeah, Canada's so far away from London. EBC is a lot closer because he's on the East Coast. I'm like still another 5 hours away. So D Block and D Dempsey, based on you saw with my iron lineup, how far am I away from you guys? Are we like 70% similar, 80% similar? What would you say? How close? For pitchers and for hitters. Machia, I'm going to do it a little bit. That's what I just went into right now. I'm doing the Friday Showdown. So I'm on the Friday Showdown right now. I'm going to do a little bit because I do have a team in it. And once my team gets knocked out, then I'm going to be done because I've already been on for a little bit. I don't want to. I was on a lot yesterday with the 3 shows yesterday. And I only came on today mainly for the Laptop Hound Daily Final because that is a tournament worth coming on for. And I did something unusual with my team here. I forgot to draft 2 catchers. The only catcher I got was Frank Duncan. But because I didn't want him as my only catcher, I'm forcing him to play first base. So that'll give me no catchers. He's going to be my utility 1 as a catcher. And hopefully that'll force in some other guy here to play catcher so that Duncan's not the only guy that has to play every game and gets tired. Well, D Dempsey, get on that. Draft all perfecto cards. Take Chris Sale if you get him. I hope you get Chris Sale because he just came out Saturday. Chris Sale, Mike Schmidt, and the couple relievers. I wonder how many people are going to forget to draft. You know for sure of the 128 teams, there's going to be some that forget to draft. Okay, I'm going to try and get through this as much as I can before the first game fires off. Welcome to a very abbreviated Friday Showdown. Dishnet is resting the voice. He's going to be on tomorrow for the PTCS coverage when the final round kicks in, probably around 5 or 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern time. It kicks off tomorrow at noon. So if you're in the PTCS, good luck tomorrow. Here is your abbreviated Friday roll call. The Ironmen going up against the Copperheads. We've got Better Off Ted by the Rio Tedio going up against the Idaho Spuds. The Long Patrol are facing off against the First Rounders. The Kent Island Buccaneers are playing the Hollywood. The Hollywood, they couldn't afford the D on the sign, Navy SEALs. We got the Tengu Mountain Gossips going up against those Lumber Kings. The Blue Claws are taking on the Newton Knights. The Chicago White Sox up against Mort's Fairview Tigers. Minerva's Chicago Skullhearts are taking on the team that always is in this tournament, Pfeffer's Sackawet Mice. We've got the Game Hedge Lizards taking on the Good Irish, not the bad Irish, the Good Irish. The Las Vegas Pit Vipers by Paranoid are taking on the Las Pereros Negro by Doctors S. We've got the North Bend Vikings taking on the Porter Knights. The Samsung Lions taking on the Ottawa Lynx. The Rockhounds from Dark Horse taking on those City Coffees. Suiji's Arrows are taking on Ponyboy Curtis. The Canadian Winnipeg Blue Jays by Shifted taking on the Tigers. The Returners are taking on the 1, 2, 3, not it. We got the Thermo Detonators taking on the MS Ties. The South Orange Villagers are taking on those con men from Connecticut. Can't trust those Connecticers. Vancouver Vibe taking on the Mort T-Town Loco. The San Diego Fleet are taking on the Newts. The Wildcats go up against the Abes. Those Montreal Crayons are taking on the Arctic Monkeys. The Milkmen and the Rubies, the Southside Sox from, the South Side, are taking on the Tin Cups. The Twin City Thunderbirds are taking on the Ohio State Horsemen. We've got the Ann Arbor Polar Bears up against the Webster Grove Supercell. The Cleveland Fossils are taking on the Typhoon. The Yippee-ki-yay Cowboys are taking on those Yankees. Dishnet's Las Vegas Gamblers taking on a first-round opponent, Dinosaur Bob and the Pimcloak Pirates. Arr, arr. Rich Grisham's Foo Fighters are taking on the Paramount Diamond Miners. The Montreal Expo are taking on the Wazards, not the Wizards, the Wazards. The Shorebirds up against the Drearies. The I'm too lazy to make a logo going against those big dumpers. Whew, that's going to be a smelly match. We got the Xylophones going up against the Goats. The Lizards against the Cluck Cluck Chickens. We got the Bass Monsters up against Fuss Muckers, Joke Tellers that don't include Todd. Sea Wit Smashers are taking on the Detroit Sultans of Swing. The River Hobblers against the Loke of Choo Choo Motives. We got the Usual Suspects up against the Otters. The Stargell We Are Family Stars going up against your very own Rocky Mountain Gladiators. The Eagles up against the Mohicans. The Reykjavik Phoenix by Punk 42 AE going up against the Coppers. Those Wolf Spiders are going up against the Spiders. Spiders versus Spiders. Canadian spelling, Australian spelling, Spider. Ooh, I hate spiders. Irish are going up against the Boyoyon. The Sand Gnats against the Devil Dogs. The Millers and the Ben Trees. The Giants and the Athletics. The Buck Cheeks. Ooh, going up against the Diamond Dogs. The Super Stacks and the Ewoks. Wembley's Clippers. Wombats, Taiwan. Seraphs and the Fairy Hawks. The Shikori up against the 65ers. AZ Axel's Backyard Project taking on those Wonderbolts who were second in today's Laptop Daily. Wave Ruin. The Islanders Grizzlies, the Bearcats and the Otters. The Royals up against the Yellow Jackets. The New Brunswick Seahawks taking on the Rowdies. The Texas Toros are taking on Tacoma. The Roof Huskies taking on the why not? The Fat Cats taking on the Blazers. The Lions Roar are taking on the Knights. The Bourbon Bros against the bourbon going down the throat, burning, taking on the Green. We got the Syllable Crew taking on the Baggers. The Amish, the Snowbirds from Phoenix. The Baloney. Oh, no, that's the Bologna taking on the Haymakers. The New York team taking on the LaGuardia team. Warriors, Mountaineers. How dare you name your team Rocky Mountain? There's only one Rocky Mountain. We got the Pacific Ocean Dolphins taking on the Dragons. That's going to be a fiery match. The Vista Breeze against the Nuclear Bears. Speaking of nuclear, we've got Chernobyl up against Spaghetti. It's going to get burnt pretty quickly. The Bandits, the Mayhem, the Chesterfielders up against the Valley Outlaws. The Clappers Llamas by Music Lessons. The Punks, a punk, go ahead, make my game getters. We got the Frogs going up against the Donors. The Reds going up against the Rainiers from Lord Christic. The Saints and the Sharks. And we gotta finish this off now. The Blue Sox and the Avocados. The Bel Airs and the Pudding Pops. Ooh, gotta like those pudding pops. The Bruins up against the Hillies. The Whips by Brydav up against the Rhinos. The Orlando Fire and the Mudcats. The Maniacs up against Reno. The Century Reds taking on the Sabertooth Tigers. Birmingham and Brooklyn. The Rock Cats and the Kings. The Lumon up against the Million Stars. The New Haven Ravens taking on the Robins. We are Marshall Mice taking on the Yachters. The Hitmen and the Heroes. The Truculent Parakeets taking on those robots from Guam. We got the Hamsters spinning their wheel against the Quakers. The Canterbury Tales up against the Tahiti Flaneur. The New Haven Thunder and the new old Yankees. We got Astor 31's Minneapolis Millers and Johnston. We've got the Hammers Roadrunners, Vikings Green Machine, the Maxa Oysters going up against the Trash Pandas. It's you that are messing up my garbage cans. We got the K-Poppers and the Hero Driver Ant Killers, the Plutos and the Millionaires. We got the Chapel Hill Tigers going up against the Hama Hama Oyster Company. The Warren Tanks up against Melmond. The Mattoon Gassers up against the Deputies. Put your guns away, Deputies. This is baseball, not high noon. We got Dishnets, Fishnets, and the Willow Run Bombers. The Cleveland Crows going up against the Monstars. The Juggernauts and the Barons. Yo, buck yourself. And Real Teddy-O going up against the Space Otters. We got the Boston Braves and the Northern Iowa Panthers. There's one P lap. There's one P. The Stripers going up against the Traffic. We've got the Melonheads from my hometown giving up for the Edmonton Whales. We got the Chico Heat going up against the Albatross. The Tides and Cavacom's Ghost Ship. The Miami Jaws. Dun, 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 dun. Taking on the Tiger Sharks. We got the Dinos and the Confusion. The Confusion. The what was I saying there? The Confusion Land. We got the Macon Bacon going up against Low County Gators. Charles Warbot, Escape from New York. I dare ya. Going up against Durham, Atlanta, Los Angeles. The Banff Grizzlies going up against the Brew City Kegers. Oslo Fighting Vegans taking on the Mark Pryor Inverted W's. The Vampire Sosa up against Therese Paler, the All Juice team. Already you're eliminated. That's it. You're out. You're out. No juicing allowed. Unless it's orange juice. We got the El Paso team going up against Nottingham. Ethiopia Pink Elephants going up against boom, 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 Dr. Funk's Good Time. Dr. Funk's Good Time. And the Family Band Solution. We got the Tigers going up against Jack's Blaze. We got the Clowns and Gorgo 2005's Finneytown Flames. We got the Flying Squirrels and the Night Owls. The Quebec Creatures match up. And finally, last on our list, but first in our Showdown Hearts, we've got Tokyo going up against, I'm not even going to pronounce the last name. I almost got through all of it. I'm tired. I just can't do it anymore. So good luck to that last team. All right, there is your matchup. We're going to go into my game number 1, and let's see how things have played out. Game number 1 is underway, filling in very inferiorly for DishNet on this Friday, and I'm not going to do the whole tournament. I am only going to do until I get knocked out of the tournament, which will probably be right here. As this tournament is one I tend to get knocked out of very quickly, especially by this team, Stargell. We are family. Stars. On the mound for Laptop Pounds, Rocky Mountain Gladiators, we have some guy. And for Stargell, we have Al Newhouser. Oh, that is going just into the first row. Congratulations, little girl, for catching that ball there by Mr. Kim, his first home run of the postseason, and the Rocky Mountain Gladiators with his perfect pick, perfect card. Kim gives the Gladiators a 1-0 lead. Here we are back in the third now. Kim back at the plate up against Newhouser, and Kim. Why have one Kim home run when you can have 2? And this one goes into row number 4. Good evening, good night, goodbye. Kim increases the Gladiator lead to 3-0. Oh, the 8-ball. 8-ball's looking good, D. Dempsey. Let's go 8-ball. All right, Tom Brunonsky up against Dean Chance. The Stargell star. Brunonsky swings into the left field stands. And that is a 393-foot bomb for Mr. Brunonsky. And that makes it 3-3 as we head down to the bottom of 7. Rocky Colavito at the plate for the Rocky Mountain Gladiators up against Hal Newhouser. And Rocky Colavito grounds to short, and it's a back-to-first double play. We head to the top of the 8th in a 3-3 game. Elston Howard at the plate for the Stargell Stars. Howard swings. It goes far, but not far enough. And it is now bottom of 8. Hal Newhouser still in the game for the Stars. Brendan Ryan looks to get some action going for Rocky Mountain. And Ryan does just that as he drops one into left field, and he will stop at first base. That is going to bring up Mr. Kim. Mr. Kim has 2 home runs on the game so far. He homered in the first and in the third, both to left field. This is up against Hal Newhouser. He could set a showdown record here with 3 home runs in the same game, in game 1 for the Rocky Mountain Gladiator team. Here comes the pitch. Kim unexpectedly attempts to bunt the runner over from first. Here comes the next pitch, and Kim strikes out. As Kim walks to the bench, reflecting on what he did wrong, Isaac Paredes will come up to the plate against Hal Newhouser. Isaac will swing, and it goes deep to right, left, center, somewhere out there. It goes into the parking lot. Watch out windshields. We have a 2-run shot in Comerica Park for the Gladiators, and the 8-ball is so far pretty accurate. Billy Nash, last chance for those Stargell Stars. Gratterall looking to end it, and he will. The Rocky Mountain Gladiators get some of that dish net Friday night showdown fortune, and they will take game number 1. Woo! Means I got to stay longer. I mean, did I say that out loud? For the Rocky Mountain Gladiators, they have Dean Chance, Rick Roden, Harold Treadwell, Bill Hutchinson, Lee Smith. Game 2 is about to come in. And I can't show you guys this. I can't. That would give it away. Let's see. Am I going to cry? 8-ball. Will Laptop Hound win game 2? Most definitely, maybe. Okay. Game 2. About to come in. The download is coming in. We are up against Haverhill. All right, back for game number 2. And why wait for the first run? It's already scored. Haverhill Hillies. Oh, great. Give me a tongue twister for a name here. The Haverhill Hillies and Jose Bautista at the plate up against Rick Roden. Jose, can you? Oh, that goes to the wall. And that will be another run for Haverhill. It is 2-0. We head to the bottom of the second. Am I giving up? Absolutely not. Do I have a hit yet? Absolutely not. 2-0. Rocky Colavito. Fill in the blanks with your own loud, it went far, ball go far memories. 2-2 as we head to the top of the third. Edgar Wesley up against Rick Roden. Wesley, good eye. He's going to take a walk. That moves Dobie over to second, bringing up Jose. Jose, don't do this to me. I like you. You're a good player. You were a Blue Jay for a long time. Do not destroy my showdown. Jose takes a walk, loads up the bases with 1 out. Jack Cust. I mean, who is this guy? Jack Cust. He's a double play guy. That's who he is. Here's the pitch, and he takes a walk. Rick Roden. You're not getting drafted again, buddy. Sorry. No second chances. Louis Aparicio at the plate, and he's the number 7 hitter. He cashes in 1. Bases stay loaded, and it is 4-2. Kenji at the plate. Rick Roden still in the game. 1 to short, to second, to first, double play. Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. Sorry. Oh, yeah. Yeah. How come they're still batting? Oh, because it's the top of the 5th. 4-2 for the Hillies. Look I didn't know the sign said Detroit Tigers there. That's why I'm losing. I'm playing in Comerica Park. It is 6-2. The good news is Rick Roden's out of the game. The bad news is they're still batting. Top of the 5th, here's Jack Cust. And Jack, I want to do some cussing, that's for sure. Jack, you 2-run shot, and it is 8-2 for the Hillies. And the game says, Lap, we're going to put you out. You don't need to be on stream anymore. We're going to let you go. It is bottom of the 9th inning. We are down 8-2, but we do have a runner on first for Rocky Colavito. It's not going to end with Rocky. It's not going to end with Rocky. Rocky is a kind of guy that says, Lap, I'm a team player. I do not want to get on the bus yet. And Rocky says, you're the Rocky Mountain Gladiators. I'm Rocky Calavito. I got to live up to that. So here's a couple runs for you, Lap. And then Bo Jackson says, no, I'm out of here, man. I gotta get home. The Super Bowl's on in a couple days. Strike me out. Thank you. There. Woo. Bo, nothing. All right. The Rocky Mountain Gladiators get a couple in the ninth inning. Single elimination is brutal. The Magic 8-Ball probably kind of focused in on game one. Probably should have been a little bit more specific. And we are taken out. Again, we did have some good players on the team. We had Kim and Tip O'Neill. Tip O'Neill, I don't know what he did wrong. Everything. 1 hit in 8 plate appearances. That's not very Tip-like. Like that tip was broken. Kim, 2 home runs, but those were his only 2 hits of the tournament. 2 hits and 2 home runs. Home Run Johnson, you lied. You lied to me with that name. We're going to call you Hitless Johnson. No hits. Yeah. So Hitless Johnson didn't do very well. Dean, Dean, I'm not going to make fun of your name because you came with everything in game 1. You were 1-0, 8 innings pitched. Dean, I'd give you a second chance. Gratterall came up with a save in his only inning of work. I'm going to call you Greaterall. Yeah, you were pretty great. Isaac, next time I'm drafting the guy from the Love Boat because he probably would hit better than you. Yeah, and plus he had a good, with his 2 fingers, he would give you the bartender. This Isaac, not so good. Eating a little too many Dunkin' Donuts there, Frank? What's going on? 2 games, no hits. Disappointed. I'm not even going to talk about you. Just get off my screen. You struck out to end the game. No fight in you. And you too. 6 earned runs. JB, you've had a tough life. Your parents didn't give you a real first name, and I didn't give you any opportunities to play in the tournament. So I apologize. I'm sorry. Hey, my captain. Captain o Capitan. Never gave up, got a 2-run shot in the 9th inning. Rocky, I want a team full of Rockies next time. Heck yeah. Hack, what's going on? Smoking a little bit too much, too many cigarettes, Hack? 125 average, 1 hit and 8 at bats. You been going to the donut shop with Frank? That's horrible. Between the 2 of you guys in 16 at bats, you had 1 hit. Reflect on that. And then I'm not even going to go to these guys. I mean, they're silver. I mean, the Penguin didn't even get in the game. I'm sorry, Ron. What can I say? You didn't get into the game. I apologize. Joe, you didn't get in the game. I mean, you were waiting for a game 6 walk-off moment, and it just never happened. Again, I apologize. I was saving you for a high leverage situation. Lee, you didn't get to show us your ability with that stuff. You didn't get to throw the ball hard. So yeah, all these lower level guys, you should have been in the lineup the way some of these top end guys were performing. All right, let's go back out and let's see who's still left in the tournament before I sign off here and refill my coffee with something stronger. that 8-ball is partying too much on a Friday night. Ask 8-ball on Monday, and it's as sharp as a tack. But Friday night, it's had a few already. All right, here we are. We are in round number 3. Now, look at all these teams left. Way too many to pronounce here. I'm lucky I got through the first group of them. But let's look for some familiar names here. Shifted's Blue Jays are still in it. They're going up against AZ Axel's Backyard Project. Who else am I familiar with? Who else comes to my channel once in a while? Where are you? Fabtron's Edmonton Whales. Go Oilers. Jeez. People I'm familiar with aren't left. We got the Eagles. I'm familiar with the Eagles. They're in the Laptop Daily quite a bit. No Cavacom, no Tessuigi, no Gorgo. Yeesh. No, I don't see the music lesson team here, those llamas. Man. Well, we do have one of the Spiders teams. The Spiders beat the Spiders. And it looks like Dishnet is out too. So if Dishnet was calling tonight, he would have been done in the first or the second game. I don't see the Las Vegas team here. So that means we're going to be heading to round number 4. And I got to do my Steve check. I got to check how many of you guys were smart enough to draft any of the Dave Steves. Well, thank you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of you took the lap pill and you drafted Dave Steve. 75, another 75. I mean, none of these guys have pitched yet, but he's a good motivator on the bench. This got one game. Nope. Well, I mean, see, that's why you don't put him in. You save him for later in the tournament because he gives up has a 36 ERA. Is that good? Isn't a higher number better? So yeah, 2 Dave Steves have pitched. One has a 36 ERA and one has a 0 ERA. So I'm going to err on the side of caution and say that he's pretty good. The bronze might be the best of them. Let's see if there are any of that. Who is that new pitcher? Chris Sale. The Condor. A lot of silver Chris Sales. Oh, here's a perfect Chris Sale. Gets the win. Okay, 1 Chris Sale with a win. 2 Chris Sales with the win. Oh, we're 3-0 on the Chris Sale train. And the 4th one gets the win. So Chris Sale, the newest Chris Sale, he's pretty good. I'm going to go out there on the limb. I'm not even going to ask the Magic 8-ball. This Chris Sale's pretty good. And let's check out the Mike Schmidt. How many of you guys got Schmitty? Which one is it? Hardware Heroes? Yeah. 500. 3 hits, 6 at-bats, 4 runs, 2 home runs, 3 RBIs. Could you imagine in your perfect round if you were offered Schmidt and Sale? Here, take the cup. Take the Friday showdown. Here's your perfect pack. Get out of here. Getting Chris Sale and Mike Schmidt. And Wow. Only one team drafted the perfect Mike Schmidt. The Alston Wolf Spiders. And that might be because they waited until after Thursday Showdown. A lot of people draft before Thursday. Don't do that. Wait until after the new content comes out, because you may get a guy like Chris Sale or Mike Schmidt in your draft. So the Wolf Spiders did get a Sale and Schmidt on the same team, but one of them's the silver, so it doesn't count. All right, chat. We're going to wait for the next game to come in before I sign off. Give me one name I should look up. Give me a name. See how many of them are in this tournament. 256 teams. GT Sundown. Not only did I watch it, I streamed it, buddy. Yesterday and today, you were in the finals, and I streamed them both. So the stream I'm currently on, I started the stream by doing the finals. Oh, you should have heard me pump you up, talk about how great you were, how good a team you always draft. Yeah, go watch the VOD later. You were up against the Cloudsdale Wonderbolts. Daddy Wags, yeah. He came out Thursday. I don't know how many people waited to draft their team, but let's check out Leon Wagner. Billy Wagner, Honus Wagner. There was one Leon Wagner drafted. And he didn't get to play. Only one. The premiere of Leon Wagner in Friday Night Baseball, the Showdown, and North Bend Vikings didn't put him in. Well, now we got to troll North Bend and see if they're still in the tournament. North Bend. Holy smokes, where are you? Well, they lost 5-1, and you know what? When you don't put in Daddy Wags, it doesn't do good things for you. It just doesn't. No spoilers, but congratulations on making the finals of today. All right, we got about another minute before the next round fires off. Without myself, without Dishnet, without Cavacom, without Tesuiji, without Gorgo, all of us are out of it already. I can't even say, okay, let's follow this streamer. No streamers are left in it. But speaking of Daddy Wags, let me show you something. The Laptop Pound Daily Lower Level Leisure Lounge, which is over half full for tomorrow. Get in it. Get in it. Fire away. You guys can earn 20 free packs by winning the February overall leaderboard. What lap? Tell me more. What? I've never heard of that before. Well, I'm glad you asked. We've got the Laptop Pound Lower Level Leisure Lounge Daily, where you could win 2 high diamond choice packs for winning the tournament. The Ghost Ships, Oklahoma, the Thunder, the Wolves, the Yankees, the Pirates, and the New York team twice have won 2 high diamond choice packs. And they go on a leaderboard. And at the end of February, whoever has the most points from this one tournament will receive 20 brand spanking new packs where everyone will have a Chris Sale opportunity. So get involved in the Laptop Pound Lower Level Leisure Lounge Daily Tournament. Today it was the Mile High Mayhem going up against those Wonderbolts. Yesterday It was Mile High going up against Escape from New York. Please do not kidnap GT Sundown and torture him for information on how to do well in this tournament. I've tried, but he had golf clubs, and I'm scared of golf clubs. So I left him alone. And streaming it every day. I've streamed it every day in February so far at around 6 p.m. Eastern, usually on the YouTube side of things, and a chance to win 5 packs in the 5-pack giveaway. Okay, let's go. Take a look, because I want to show Kava, because, you know, Kava requested something and said, Lap, tell me more about Leon. Well, I will. In today's Laptop Daily, there were 5 Leon Wagner, and a special shout out to Dick Schott's Dugouts, the Mill Basin Yankees, the Los Angeles Clippers, and the Marshall Mice, and Escape from New York for having the guts to take a 62 bronze card that just came out, willing to take a chance and possibly forfeit their tournament by taking him. And of the 5 Daddy Wags, let me show you how he did. This one hit 167. That's an anomaly. That's like a comet going by. Don't worry about this one. The Mill Basin Yankees, 303. 20 hits, 66 at-bats, 9 home runs, and 19 RBIs. Give it up for the Mill Basin Yankee Leon Wagner, who was MVP for the team in round 1. Lap, it can't get any better than that, can it, for Daddy? Well, Daddy says, hold my beer. The Marshall Mice, Leon Wagner, 17 hits, 8 RBIs, a 354 average, a 542 slugging percentage. Yeah, he paid off. Then we've got the Los Angeles Clippers, 290, 484 slugging percentage, 9 hits and 31 at-bats, 5 RBIs. And then Warbot drafted Daddy, and 500. He was MVP in round 1, even though his team lost in round 1. 20 at-bats, 10 hits, 4 doubles, 6 RBIs. Maybe take a look for him in your tournaments, Kava. Take a look for him. Because 4 of the 5 ain't bad. And I can't help it if Don't Cut the D-Block Dragon, his didn't turn out. But even D-Block Dragon, you know, Daddy Wags had 3 hits in that 5-game series. Mill Basin is killing you. Well, get in line. Get in line. If it's not Mill Basin, it's Warbot, or it's GT Sundown, or it's the Marshall Mice, or it's the Makadkar team with the Yanni Yahi and the Passamaquoddy team. There are a lot of good managers. I'm telling you, this is one of the most competitive tournaments out there. No, I'm serious. It really is. The fact that GT Sundown made the finals twice in a row and that Warbot won it 2 days in a row, that is saying a lot. All right, let's check in on the Friday showdown. There is no call your shot. Well, congratulations to AZ Axel and his backyard project for advancing to round 5. They'll take on the Durham Los Toros. We've got the First Class Millionaires. They're going to take on the Hamsters. The Cleveland Crows are taking on the Athletics. The Orlando Fire will take on the Southside Hitmen. The Fossils are going to go up against the Macon Bacon. Lord Christic. Hey, way to go, Lord Christic. Viewer of the channel. His Rainiers are going up against the Maniacs. There's those Mill Basin Yankees willing to take a chance on Mr. Leon Wagner. They're taking on the All Juice team, who I've already disqualified. I'm going to contact OOTP if they win, and I'm going to say, do not give them the perfect choice pack. They're admitting what they did. They're all juiced up. And then finally, we got the Eagles, who do well in the laptop tournament too. And in the they play a lot of the bounty tournaments. They are taking on the Vista Breeze. So we're down to our final 16 in this single elimination. Yeah, this is a tough one. You have to win 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games in a row just to get to the final. 4 perfect Chris Sales are in this tournament. Only one of the recent perfect Mike Schmidt. No perfect Dave Steeves. I don't get it. I guess they forgot to put him in the card pool for the draft. No perfect Dave Steeves were drafted. Take a look at our leaderboard. Currently 7 home runs for Mr. Christian Walker. In 3 games, he's got 7 home runs. I'd say that's a pretty good average. Current RBI leader in the tournament is Joe Medwick at 13. Mark Teixeira has 13 as well. Ronald Acuna Jr., the PT Elite, 471 average, and he's got 4 stolen bases. Christian Walker and Ty Cobb, the 82 Ty Cobb. And we are going to get another Ty Cobb in perfect team. There is another Ty Cobb coming to go along with his 97 diamond, his 82 gold. There is another one that will be coming, and I'm thinking he's going to be good. That's a wild guess. He's going to be good. He's going to look something like this with blue, except center field. Ty Cobb. Going to have speed. He's going to have all these base ratings. Save your perfect points now. Pitching wise, Bobby Abreu. Oh, no, we won't go through those pitching. Dominguez. We got a live 66 bronze. Rick Rhoden gave up 6 earned runs. This guy, he's got 2 wins. Oh. He's on the All Juice team, which I've disqualified from this tournament. Now I know why he has 2 wins as a live card. It's all clear now. AJ Burnett is your strikeout leader so far. He has 18 Ks. Troy Percival leading the way with 3 saves. And Bert Blyleven, AJ Burnett, and Roy Halladay. Ooh, look at that, Roy Halladay. Oh. I'm not streaming tomorrow because of the PTCS, and a lot of people are streaming that tomorrow, but back on Monday for the usual show. And that Roy will come into the conversation. Remind me on Monday and go, Lap, what was that on Friday you said about Roy Halladay? Can't say until Monday. Okay, let's exit out. So yes, the Laptop Hound Daily Lower Level Leisure Lounge, 58 out of 64. There are only 6 slots left in that tournament. Do what you can. Go to your alt, create an alt, buy another version of the game, get the credit card out, beg, borrow, sign up for the Laptop Daily. And you could be in prime time tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern. with GT Sundown or Warbot, who have been in prime time the last few days. So he really has -2 wins. Yeah, I mean, they are forfeiting this tournament because, it's nice of them that they admitted that they juiced up so that we don't have to do the formal investigation. They came right out and said, yeah, we're juiced up. What are you going to do about it? Well, I'm showing you what we're going to do about it. You're eliminated. You're gone. No perfect pack for you. In fact, you're probably going to lose this game here. Let's see. I put the word into ops. Let's see if they made you lose this game on purpose because you're all juiced up. All right. Quarterfinals are in. AZ Axel has been eliminated from the tournament as the Toros go on to the quarterfinals. The Millionaires defeat the Hamsters by a score of 3-2 to go to the final 8. And the game of the night, Cleveland or Athletics? Do you happen to be in the chat right now? In a game that took 5 hours and 2 minutes to complete, the Vendors did really well. The Athletics lose in 10 innings, 15-14. The third inning had no runs. The fifth inning had no runs. But we had 6 in the bottom of the 9th for the Athletics to tie it up. Could you imagine? You score 6 in the bottom of the 9th to tie it. I'm glad that one wasn't on highlights because we'd be here till midnight. Dave Stieb pitched in the game. Only gave up 1 run of all of those runs. He gave up the least runs of all the pitchers, and he pitched the most. So shout out for the bronze Dave Stieb. Very good face gin there. That's very good. In the other games, the Orlando Fire will take out the Hitmen, ironically. The Fossils will take out Macon Bacon. Oh, it's unfortunate because I like to say that name. The Rainiers get eliminated 8-7. Lord Christic 33. Mo. Heartbreaker. And we're not talking the Tom Petty type. Heartbreaker. It goes 16 innings after the Rainiers tied up in the 9th. The Maniacs going wild in the 16th. They score 3, and then the Rainiers score 2 in the bottom of the 16th. And we have a final 8-7 score. 7 pitchers used for Tacoma. Good luck next game. Well, you're not playing, so you don't need it. And then 6 pitchers used for Milford. Wow. Mill Basin Yankees. We're all fans of Mill Basin because they take us out of the tournaments in the Laptop Daily. They win a close one, and the word did get in. The word got in, and the All Juice team has been officially eliminated. So we do not have to go through the formal process of deactivating their account because they will not get the perfect choice pack. So Therese Paler, thank you for being so honest. Thank you for coming clean. And thank you for admitting your wrongdoings in this Friday Night Showdown. And good luck next week. You've got a week to get the, get it out of the system. So live clean, and we'll get you next Friday. Next up, we've got the Eagles winning a 6-4 match up against the Vista Breeze. Kyle Tucker is your player of the game. Bobby Shant says, I don't want the save. I want the win. So I'm going to blow the save. And then I'm going to get the win. And he does that. One of the great silver pitchers, Bobby Shantz, Zach Britton. Someone drafted the perfect Zach Britton, and it did not pay off, as he gave up 2 hits, 2 runs, 2 earned runs, a home run, a walk in the loss. I guess do not draft Zach Britton. All right, we're down to our final 8. Your final 8 matchups are the 5-0 Cleveland Crows, who had to play 4 games on the road. Wow. They're 4-0 on the road. They're playing the Orlando Fire, who only played 1 game at home. They have two road teams here. We got the Fossils taking on the Maniacs. We got the Yankees going up against the Eagles. And then we got the Los Toros going up against the Millionaires. Carlos, Ford, Titcomb, Brown, Smith, Shupp, Valdez, the perfect Valdez, and the great 99 tournament, Fernandez. Who's your team, guys? In the chat. Who's going to win this? What does your psychic, intuitive side say? Crows, Fire, Fossils, Maniacs, Yankees, Eagles, Toros, Millionaires. And just so you know, Millionaires is the longest to type out, so maybe go with the shorter one like Fire. My magic 8 ball is saying it's going to be, I see flames. Heat. There's a lot of heat coming off this screen. Or is that my coffee? It's bright. Ooh, hot. It's hot. I'm going with the Orlando Fire. Here's my team that I'm picking to win it all. When you have Matt Stairs, Jose Bautista, you can't go wrong. So chat, what do you guys think? Bizay's going with the Millionaires. He says every team has a price, but even the New York Yankees, who would buy all their championships, never always worked out. So you can't, money only takes you so far. Money cannot buy you love or Friday night showdowns. I'm going with the Fire. Bizay's going with the Millionaires. And AZ Axel, if you're planning on going on in the next half hour, let me know because I can raid over. I don't think I'm going to go right up till the end of the showdown. It's getting late and I'm old. But if you plan on going on in the next half hour, let me know and I can raid over to you. Otherwise, I will probably at the very most, stay on till 8 o'clock Mountain, which is 45 minutes away. Cavacom's going with Mill Basin. Rich Rock and Mill Basin. So we got 3 of the team. We got the Fire. We got the Mill Basin Yankees. We got the Millionaire. Come on, chat. Call a team. Come on. It's Friday night. Celebrate with us. Don't just make this of a threesome of myself, Fizzy, and Cavacom. All right? Join in the fun. There's 5 teams left. Call your team. Monday morning, you can come on my stream and say, hey, Lap, I was right. I called the right team. Famarte, are you in this, Famarte? We are back for the Friday showdown. 8 remain in the ring. Only one will come out alive. Will it be Mill Basin? Will it be the Orlando Fire? Will the Moneymaker Millionaires be victorious? Or will it be one of the 5 other teams I cannot remember? We are close. We are down to the final 4. Thank you, Gravestock23. Gravestock23 re-upping us 4 months with the Hound. Okay, here we go. We're off to the final 4, I think, or final 8. Final 4. The flame is out. The millionaires have gone bankrupt, but the Mill Basin Yankees are still alive. Mill Basin will take on the Milford Maniacs in one of the semifinals. And in the other semifinals, it's the Los Toros up against the Crows. Milford Maniacs run by Matty Steels, going with the 4-man rotation, which I always never understood in this tournament, how you can get away with a 4-man rotation. But I guess if you go on a low pitch count, let's check that out. What team was that? That was Milford Maniacs. You can check if they're going with a low pitch count by looking how many innings they've pitched. Milford. Cueto, 8 innings and 5 innings. Frank Smith, 6 and 8. Yeah, see, they're going with a guy 69% rested, so they're in trouble. Look at their pitching. And they're playing Mill Basin. Mill Basin, what's your secret? Pitching staff still tired, but not as bad, and they do have 5 starters. So 95% Edsel Walker is going for them. So edge goes to Mill Basin. In the other semifinals, we've got the Toros. They're running a 5-man rotation. And they're run by Mad Matt. They're going up against the Cleveland Crows by Van Flander. So let's check out Durham and Cleveland and their pitching situation. Cleveland, the Crows are pretty tired. They got Tom Seaver, Frank Dwyer, and Boof Bonzer. And Durham, Preacher Rowe, Dismukes, Stringbean, Heaney, and Stratton. So they've got some extra arms out there. So based on the pitching, I think we're going to see the Yankees and the Toros in the final. We will find out in 5 minutes' time. I don't know if it should be there, but I'm off camera anywhere today. Off camera anytime today. It's been a long couple days. I'm not in my stream clothes. Cameras are off. What do we got? 3 more spots in the laptop daily. PTCS runs tomorrow. I got my bronze ready to go. And right now I'm in Perfect League Diamond. So let's pop in on that while we're waiting for the semifinals to play out. Diamond League 366 with the Rocky Mountain Gladiators, who are currently 52-74 in Diamond. They've been here for a while now. They are one, two, three, four, five, six, seven. This is their 8th consecutive season in Diamond, or worst season in Diamond. We haven't made the playoffs in Diamond, but we've stuck around. We do have a gold level championship. We have a rookie level championship. And we've got 1,000 packs waiting for that Ty Cobb to come out. So the Diamond team, is it on the verge of relegation? Let's see. We are just above the cut line. We're tied with the last spot with one more day to go. Oh. Help me, chat. Help me. Who needs to go here? I got Dwight Gooden, Walter Johnson, Clayton Kershaw, Mad Bumgartner, and the new Roger Clemens, who's pitching pretty well. The new Roger's 3-1 for me in Diamond. And I got Britton and Suter, Gagne and Devin Williams, Framber Valdez, Jason Schmidt, and Elmer Smith, because he's a two-way. Goody, Rosen, Gallo, McCaskill. Gallo. Not even close. Gallo. And if you did miss it, I'm going to go through this one more time, and then we'll go check in on who our finalists are. I've gone through this a couple times, but let's go through it one more time. The best players in January in the Laptop Daily, based on the data I collected. The top pitchers, I looked at who are the pitchers that had a WAR of 0.4 or higher for the tournament, a FIP of 3 or lower, and they pitched at least 13 innings. So it gave me all those names, and then I counted up whose name I saw the most. And for pitchers, here's number 9, 8, and 7. The Kel Eldred card, the Sonny Gray card, the Jimmy Key card. Otto Hess was the number 6 card. The number 5 and 4 went to Jim Deshay and Bartolo Colon. And the top 3 pitchers in this tournament in January: Dontrell Willis, Andy Messersmith, and Cliff Lee. Cliff Lee and Dontrell Willis are tied for the most wins in this tournament at 8. Each of those pitchers went 8-0 in one of the tournaments. So they're pretty good. Also, some other pitching records. The most innings pitched by one pitcher in a tournament was... I don't even have the pitchers on there. Well, let me go open up the other one. Open. Is it this one? Might be. That must have been the one that wasn't finished. Yeah, Dontrell Willis has the most innings pitched at 69.1. That's the record. The most strikeouts in this tournament was 63 by Dontrell Willis. It is 8 now, not 7. It is 8 by Cliff Lee and Dontrell Willis. The best WAR in a single tournament went to Jonas Gaines, another pitcher you should draft if you see him. The best FIP of 30 or more innings pitched is Frank Wickware. And the most drafted in January was Cliff Lee. For hitters, I gauged it on a WAR of 0.5 or higher, a WRC of 10 or higher, WRC plus of 100 or better, and they had to have at least 44 at-bats. So number 9 hitter was Lee Mazzelli. 16 times he met that criteria. Ivan Calderon, also 16, and same with Brock Holt. So your number 9, 8, and 7 hitters appearing 16 times each with those criteria met: Holt, Calderon, and Mazzilli. Arky Vaughan, 17 times. Roberto Clemente, bronze, 18 times. And first baseman Dale Murphy, also 18. The 3 top hitters meeting those criteria: number 3, meeting it 20 times, was Bobby Estelela. Always draft this guy. Always, 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 always. Number 2, Nico Goodrum. If you see him, take him. And number 1, Doug DeCinces. He was the best batter based on those 4 criteria. Some other records for hitters: the most at-bats by hitter in the tournament has been Lee Mazzilli. Remember, 64 teams. The most home runs in a tournament has been Bob Horner with 16. The most RBIs with 41, kind of a surprise card, Tyler Colvin. The best WAR in this tournament by a hitter, 2.7 for Bob Horner. The best WRC at 36 is Lee Mazzilli. And the most hits in this tournament, Lee Mazzilli. That gives you an idea of some of the cards you should be looking for in this tournament, hitters and pitchers that seem to consistently perform well. There you go. Some of the best hitters. And the top 3 hitters. Well, one final time, let's go check out the tournaments. Again, won't be streaming the last 2. Didn't plan on streaming this long, the Friday Showdown, but what the heck. My team lasted for 2 rounds. We have our finalists. Hear ye, hear ye. The Durham Los Toros will take out the Cleveland Crows 8-6. It will not go extra innings. Preacher Row takes the win. And in game 2 of the semis, it goes to the Mill Basin Yankees. So the 2 teams I called based on fatigue of the pitchers do go to the finals. Mill Basin will score 5 in the 3rd, and they will hang on for a 5-3 win. Walker with the win, and Blake with the loss. So that sets up your Friday Showdown Perfect Choice Pack Championship. Winner gets two perfect choice packs, one from one batch, one from an earlier batch, and the loser takes home a nice consolation of the high diamond choice packs, 2 of those. So we will have in game number 1, Bob Feller, who has a no decision. Ooh, I just sold Jack Sawinski. He'll be going up against the 1-0 Mark Langston. So here is the final tournament tree. If you were in the Friday night showdown tonight, you should see your logo somewhere on the screen as we scroll through. The beloved Perfect Pack. What will be chosen? Well, that's going to do it for me. I'm not going to stick around for the final. That will take another half hour, and I've already been on much longer than I thought it would be. Again, I come on every day about 6 p.m. Eastern to cover the Laptop Hound Daily Final. And as I mentioned a little bit earlier, the final went to these 2 teams right here. The Mile High Mayhem by GT Sundown took on the Cloudsdale Wonderbolts, and the Mile High Mayhem would take it in 6 games. So congratulations, GT Sundown. Not only did you make the finals today, you made the finals yesterday against Warbot. He beat you yesterday, but you took it today. So in the last, 28 hours, Mile High Mayhem has won 2 high diamond packs and 2 low diamond packs for participating in the Laptop Daily. So get in there. We are currently at 63 out of 64 teams, 1 spot left in the Laptop Hound Daily. Get in. You might be featured tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern. Get to the final. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thanks for being here. Hope you got your drops. Warbot is still on if you want to go over to him. In fact, what the heck? Let's go stream over. Let's go raid over to him. So hang on. Don't touch that dial. We're going to go check out Warbot, hour number 8 in 1 minute's time. And don't forget, tomorrow morning, we've got Don't Cut the D-Block Dragon. He will be streaming the PTCS when that starts up at noon. We'll have Cavacom probably streaming the PTCS. If not, he'll be on Sunday doing his regular Sunday stream. Spore is going to be on tomorrow streaming the PTCS and a special Saturday night treasure trove. Yes, tomorrow night, Spore with some new cards coming out for the lower levels. And then on Sunday, we've got the World Series going on. We got the Super Bowl going on. And 1 week from tomorrow, we have the big PTMS taking place with the top 64 teams going to be battling it out based on results from the last few PTCSs and tomorrow's PTCS. So don't forget, fill out your rosters, get them in before it fires off tomorrow at noon Eastern Standard Time. Have a wonderful evening. We'll see you next episode.